It actually helps if my mic is unmuted. Ha! Boom a moment. Welcome back to another stream on Sparky's Tech Corner. What are we gonna do today? Well, we're gonna be doing a reaction today. And we have somebody in chat right now that's gonna be jumping in here in about a couple minutes probably. I'm not in VC yet, but I will be there right in a moment. Let me go ahead and hop on in here. Yeah, you should be able to hear now, Dragon. I I'm I have my actual mic muted, which I do that every now and then to because I don't trust the software on my computer, so I just actually physically mute the mic also. Did you go deaf? Nope. Nope. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. There you go. Oh, why does it sound like Five Nights at Freddy's? It sounds like you're in a dark office with the overhead light just going boo. What's up, Rogue? Rogue's figuring some stuff out. So, office with the overhead light. Well, I hear myself, Dragon. I don't know about Rogue. Rogue's figuring some shit out. And Rogue can't jump in, that's fine. I know he had some things to say about this last night. And when we talked about this last night, we figured we were kind of done until it had something kind of drop in my lap. And it's actually thanks to you, Dragon. Because I didn't even know anything about this. Hell, not even anyone in UTT or anyone else knew about this. I gotta drop this on him. It's like, oh my god, Sparky, you're famous. And it's like, wait, Sparky, you're a Sinder fan. And it's like, I guess I am a Sinder fan? I don't know. I thought I always said that all parties involved in this was shit. Just Cinder's not as bad as what everyone made out to be, and everyone else has skeletons in the closet, and their character's not really 100%. It's exactly what I believe I said. In fact, let me go ahead and swap over here. You was handed it? Well, I do thank whoever handed you that piece of information, because we're gonna have some fun today. But I want to just point this out. On April 29th, I made a Google Doc. Before Powder made her Google document, I made a Google document arranging all the screenshots and all the other docs that mattered in order. Now, the tweet that I retweeted here myself basically is the result why Nanalyst ended up blocking me. Because I asked a question. I asked, what was the actual conversation between her, Redacted, Sinder, and Silvervale before Silvervale dropped the DMs between her and Nanalyst stating why Nano canceled, which was a manager told her sickness, her health and stuff like that, she had to drop cancellations. This whole entire thing has been, for me, looking at a Google document that drops all the fucking time and looking at it and picking it apart like I know so many other people do. Because when you get these documents, they're usually dog shit. You can usually follow through them if you have a brain, if you can think, and if you can actually get past whatever narrative the doc writer is trying to write and actually look at evidence provided, you can usually see an actual story that's being presented. And that's what I've done. But apparently, excuse me, apparently to some people, and I honestly don't know, I've heard of this person. I've seen their videos posted in UTT a couple different times over the Sinder situation. It's more Kazahana. I believe that's how you say it. More Kazahana. And I got handed this today. I guess a video dropped, and somebody said that He goes in and he goes through your posts and he says a couple things. I guess I'm a schizophrenic Twitter poster. I constantly post about this. And now I guess I'm attempting to cancel ShyLily for no reason at all. That's kind of the gist I got from this. That's why I've kind of skimmed over it. I've not fully watched this video. But we're gonna go through this and we're gonna point some stuff out and we're gonna laugh at some stuff and I'm gonna correct some things. But for record, if the amount of times posting about something makes me schizophrenic. How many videos are done on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 videos so far? I've only got 4 videos on my channel. 3 live streams and 1 video. I'm a schizophrenic?
Can you perchance hear?
I can hear you. You sound like you're in a closet somewhere.
Well, technically, I had to be very creative. I'm using a fucking phone for this, so I know it works.
I feel like I'm in a Five Nights at Freddy's game, and you're going, "Hello, hello."
Can you hear me? Hello. No, the other way I was trying to figure out didn't fucking work. I couldn't hear you, so I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I'll try a different one. So I had to be very fucking creative. So here I am. I'm here.
Speaking of which, I see Ava's in chat. Ava became an AIM member. Thank you very much, Ava. I really do appreciate that. Actually, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going over a video that dropped today. And apparently, I guess pointing out a crime Lily did 2 years ago is attempting to cancel her. And I know you're a lawyer. I know you're not a German lawyer, but I know you're a lawyer. And if you want to hop in on this, you should still be in my Discord. You should have access to the general. So if you want to hop in, you can. But I guess I need to share this screen.
Now we're having more people hop in. This is great. I love the complete chaos that's happening.
Oh, I love chaos. I love chaos. And that's another thing, too, is like, I guess I tweet too much about this. I'm a schizophrenic poster. And it's like, that's what I do. I fight with people online. I find it fun. Just like I'm doing this right here. You want me to hop on? Sure.
Oh,
hang on, let me see here.
Holy crap!
What's up,
we got people.
What's up, you schizophrenic?
Not much. Alright, I should be showcasing.
I have never claimed or will claim that I'm schizophrenic.
Oh no, this is purely pointing at me.
But not schizophrenic.
Yeah, this is purely pointing at me.
All you have to do when somebody thinks that is you look at them dead in the eyes, you lean in close, and you say, "Do the voices in my head scare you as well?"
I usually tell them straight up, if you start hearing voices, run.
I can't get them shut up.
I'm just giving you a good courtesy, but the voices are telling me to kill you. You should probably run.
Hey, don't
and then your eyes roll back into your head. In Minecraft, it's fine.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, see, now you're using my line. I love it.
Yeah, I've hung out with Rogue for 8 years too long.
Yeah, it's almost been a goddamn decade, and we've been doing this for all this insanity, and you inundate me with VTuber shit. What? And then other things happen, and then a dragon shows up.
So in regards to the crime, I'm guessing you're talking about when ShyLily admitted to installing a keylogger on her ex-boyfriend's computer.
Oh yes. From what I got the gist of what was told to me, I guess it's not that big of a deal, and looking shit up from 2 years ago to cancel someone is bad.
Okay. The one is probably past the statute of limitations.
It probably is.
Things like that are probably, it's usually a year or two at most. I would have to see. I have not actually seen the video of ShyLily admitting to this and stuff, so I would love to see that.
Yes, we got it, Rogue. We got Dragon. We got Dragon.
Jamie, can we bring that up?
Realize I barely last 2 minutes for that particular video. Just putting it out.
I remember one just showed up in my feed. It was a small clip channel, and it was ShyLily saying, I think she was playing Oblivion Remastered, and she's like, society doesn't owe me anything. I don't owe society anything. Society owes me everything.
So that's actually how all this little thing got started so far. So within that video, which was a day ago, and whenever you posted that to me, I posted that in the UTT in the Sinder thread.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, Sparky might like this, and you went, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Anyways, within the comments of that,
full on mask off.
Yeah, well, within the comments of that one too, someone posted, Lily said that she admitted to installing a keylogger on her ex-boyfriend's computer. Well, I didn't know anything about that. And then someone went through and found it. And it was legit. I'm like, oh, shit. This is something that actually happened? And I went into it. And I want people to understand. I'm not trying to cancel ShyLily. And I'm definitely not a fucking Sinder fan. But what I'm doing is I'm pointing out
you know what this
hypocrisies.
Is? You're doing in the courts, this is what's called a cross-examination or an impeachment. So many people are relying on what ShyLily is saying as though she's an expert witness, and her testimony is beyond reproach and made of gold. What we're pointing out is based on her past actions, her behaviors, her statements. She cannot be relied on as a credible witness in this situation. This is just an impeachment of her as of her testimony, basically.
Pretty much. And it's basically pointing out hypocrisies, too. And I'll say this much right now.
People have to remember, an impeachment is not a defense of, like, Sinder, right?
No.
It's just showing that, hey, this person is not reliable as a witness, and their testimony needs to be taken with a grain of salt.
Pretty much. And the comments within this guy's video also kind of says the same thing. It's actually kind of mixed. So it's actually real nice to see people not just go, tar, feather, pitchforks, get the fire. It's real nice to see people not do that. But on the same instance, it's like,
yeah, I've noticed, like, I mean, there are still the pitchfork people, but it's far less populated than what I would have expected, given how big this blew up.
Yeah, pretty much. And I've had a number of different people saying, I'm prying too much into Lily's past, I'm caring too much about this, I should just accept the document as is, drop it and let it go. I'm like, I can't do that. It's like, if the document, if the narrative in the document matched the screenshots that were put out, and if the other documents put out didn't destroy Nanolist's documents, it probably would have been like that. But the problem is when you combine all the documents...
if it passed the sniff test initially, I would not be still harping about it and talking about it. But it didn't. Like, there were things immediately that just made me and you raise our eyebrow and go, hey, wait a minute. We asked a few questions. You got blocked by Nanolist over this shit.
Yeah.
Just asking a question. So, it's like, guys, healthy skepticism is all right, especially when allegations of this level are being thrown at somebody. Like, the burden of proof needs to be, like, actually adhered to, and you need to look into the credibility of the witness testimony. And that's what we're doing, and people are jumping all over us for it. And it's like, guys, I'm sorry, we're doing, like, what's known as due diligence. Like, this is what journalism should be doing.
Pretty much. And I'll showcase some examples.
As an outsider of this particular thing, like I said, I don't follow all of this VTuber stuff. Just on the basis of the information that's out there. And again, there's oodles and oodles of information that these lovely individuals have put out there, whether it be collabs or whatever. But they put out all of this information based on their character, whether it be that character being real, or make believe, that's a question going forward, or kind of waiting to be answered eventually. But when you have a person who goes on a stream, even though it's a collab stream, a cooking stream, it states that, yeah, I'm crazy, and I was crazy jelly at one time, but I had this one moment where I had the power over my boyfriend at the time computer to reinstall a program, Windows, to get it back to a factory reset. Yet I also added in something illegal to it to snoop on them because I suspected them of cheating. And then turned around and kind of, well, I knew they were cheating, so I put that in. So
Like,
it's like,
maybe I'm wrong, but
everything on a character.
I feel this was a brag, like an unnecessary, like this wasn't real. Like maybe ShyLily has the technical skills to install a keylogger after reformatting a computer, but I don't. If she is so bad at Discord, right, and so bad at these other things that are technical, I don't see her being able to do this. I see her taking this as a story she makes up to brag about, like, yeah, that's how psycho I am. Hee hee ha ha, man, horror. But like, I don't know. I think that the statement could have gotten her in trouble if it was within a statute of limitations, but I don't think she actually did it. I'm calling cap on it.
Yeah, and that's fair to do. And it's like, even for us, it's like, it's kind of questionable of whether she could or couldn't do it. And I think we stated that last night.
I mean, I'm just going by her own statements. Hasn't she said she's basically illiterate with Discord? And Discord is really user-friendly.
She says she's bad with Discord. Although,
yeah, but like,
which is like, okay, so you're bad with a basic. I mean, I went through 6 months of UX UI design school, and I gotta say, if you are bad at using Discord, I don't see you having the ability to utilize, implement, and install a fucking keylogger in somebody's computer upon reinstalling their OS. Like, maybe that's somehow within your skill set, but if you cannot even use Discord, I don't see how you're clearing that jump in like technological knowledge.
See, in this
okay, hold up, freeze, stop, wait, hold up. So what I'm grasping here, again, I'm the old guy in the room. You're telling me that this person doesn't understand the basics of Discord, and yet has gone on the record, even though it's kind of a stream, stating that they have not only reinstalled Windows onto a laptop, but was also able to install a keylogger, yet doesn't fully understand the basics of how to use Discord. I press exit doubt on that statement there, not knowing how to use Discord. That sounds like full-fledged bullshit. Even my mother, who is in her 70s, understands how to use Discord.
So
But you know what it does sound like? It sounds like okay, I hate saying this, but I get to say it because I'm a girl. It sounds like just an unnecessary flex, like to play into the crazy dreffy thing.
I get it, but it can also be a unnecessary flex to play that you don't know what you do. It swings both ways.
Yeah, because
I do know some countries could actually take this statement and charge her even if she had not done the thing in her statement.
Yeah, and she happens to live in Germany.
But I don't know if Germany is one of those countries.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay.
It's in the EU.
Oh, it is.
They take computer crimes very
rules
seriously.
That could be applicable, but it depends on whether that other person wishes to apply. But yeah, there is some questionable taste.
So, and my whole thing with this whole deal is, like I said, it's a cross-examination and impeachment. This is something that was said 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, this is before the Sinder drama and all the other bullshit. Now, Lily has gone on record and says, yes, I am bad at Discord. Why did Lily go and say she's bad at Discord? Because of communicating with Sinder. And it was, oh, well, this is the reason why I didn't do X. After the fact.
Yeah, so just going off of that, it's a good impeachment because it's like, look, if you are skilled enough to reinstall Windows and install a keylogger in somebody's computer, you're definitely fucking skilled enough to utilize Discord.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of me pointing this whole thing out. Again,
Yeah,
not trying to...
it's a classic impeachment.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and go through this. I've got some other clips pulled up for some things that he brings up within this video, but let's go ahead and get into meat and potatoes here and see what this guy has to say.
So it seems like there's been a little bit more of a situation going on with the whole Sinder drama. Now, this is more to do with another VTuber that was actually involved in this, being ShyLily. Now, ShyLily has actually been doing absolutely amazingly ever since, this drama even happened. As I said, a lot of the VTubers that got involved have seen a huge boost in their Twitch numbers, have seen a huge boost in their followers and everything like that, which is great to see, as, a lot of them were very heavily affected by Sinder and a lot of manipulation and just everything under that. Now,
right there. Well, not even 28 minutes in. Right there. Because of the manipulation of Sinder. That tells me this guy has not read through anything else. And he has not looked at it.
Not only that, but like if the courts were to look at this, right, in terms of like looking at damages, like what ShyLily and Bao and Silverville actually suffered in damages. If this expose came out and all of them could just see a meteoric rise in their numbers, you can't prove damages. If anything, you can prove damages against Sinder, where this expose doc brought you quite a bit of reputational gain and financial gain. I mean, ShyLily yesterday just posted, thank you for 900,000 followers on Twitter. So, like, it's clear that this did not affect them negatively, at least in terms of numbers.
Yeah, and at the same point, in the same time, I've covered this in every one of my other live streams. I even said, and it's like you can go through and if you actually read through the documents, if you take the narrative and you put the narrative aside, if you take the screenshots, you put the screenshots aside, and you put the screenshots in the order that they happened, you don't see this, and it brings into question whether there was manipulation. I think there's more proof of manipulation to Bao to forcing out a document.
Yeah, I think if you were to talk actual victims, it would be Bao and Silvervale.
Yeah.
Because they just kind of minded their own business, and then Bao was right out of surgery being pressured to release her bubble doc or her thoughts on it, and it clearly was not the time for that. And you can see it in her freaking stream, which is really hard to get through.
Yep, you can see it for her stream. And she makes admissions and statements. Like I said, you take them up a grain of shot. I think Bao's statement so far is more credible than Lily's, especially with the way how Lily's acted after the fact. I haven't seen anything from Bao that really kind of makes me question stuff. Except
what was wild to me is at the end of one of ShyLily's things, like her streams, talking about the Sinder situation, as though it's fresh. The end screen of it was her doing like this little peace sign and like her tongue out going, it's just business. Like it was a whole pre-made outro card. I'm like, this shit was prepared. There's no way you can't say that, oh, hey, this is just blindsiding me. I'm just reacting to this when you have a freaking outro card that's animated saying it's just business.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I said, I've seen this guy posted, and people posting this guy within the thread a couple different times. And in the statement I made, and I've been very fair to this guy on up to this point, was he's a good barometer. He's a good barometer because he seems like the person who goes through and he looks at Twitter, he sees something, he sees where the direction the bigger masses are going, and then he fence on a answer that will greatly benefit the greater side and goes with that one. It wasn't a dig at him, it's just what I observed. And so far, with how this video's introed so far, I think I'm right on that one.
Yeah, and I will say it's been incredibly disappointing to see like creators that I still have respect for, but I lost a little bit for in them covering the Sinder situation. I'm not going to name them because it's just stupid. But like everyone just covering the surface facts of it in not like actually looking into it in a way like Powder. Believe it or not, Powder of all people is someone had a balanced fucking take when looking at this. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? That Powder is one of the few big creators relatively speaking, that actually has a nuanced take on this whole situation.
He actually went mono a mono with Tectones a little bit.
Yeah, Tectone kind of threw some hands, like, you know, punching down about as far as you can. I
And-
believe me and Mizu did the math, and it was like less than 1% of the following. And it's like, dude, really, you got on strain to ratio somebody who's got 1% your size?
Time out. Forgotten Sun says, okay, Eva, is it which Lily stream are you talking about? It's not a Lily stream, it's a Lily clip. It's the clip, it's the first clip segment that she makes from her own clip channel from a stream where she talks about after Cinder's apology letter came out. That's what we're talking about. This has been like a couple days ago. Almost a week ago, I think. So, with that, let's go ahead and continue on.
Obviously, you know, here's a post from ShyLily literally just yesterday, I'm pretty sure, talking about the fact that she hit 900,000 followers over on Twitter, which is absolutely amazing to see. And obviously, tons of people are super happy for her with it being like 19,000 likes, 216,000 views. Obviously, Bao, Numi, all these people showing their support for ShyLily, obviously, because they've had a pretty terrible time.
Hang on, I want to go back. ShyLily, Bao, Numi. Yeah, okay.
All these people showing their support for ShyLily, obviously, because they've had a pretty terrible time recently. Now, it seems like some people are now digging up old clips about ShyLily and trying to go after her due to the fact of her literally calling out Cinder's behavior. Now, I think this is just kind of wrong. I feel like, yes, there are some bad clips out there from a while ago, but honestly, I don't think it even proves that much. And I just wanted to go through it, show you guys, you know, what it actually was and what these people are saying, and just kind of break it down for you. So this was a kind of a tweet from Sparky's Tech Corner. Now, just to mention, I did a little bit of a look at their page.
Yeah, no, that's the reason why I'm going through this video.
Wait. Wait a minute. Did he say he called you out? I didn't really. Well, then why are you calling him out? Like, why? Come on. Rating is not hard about it doing like printing me.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go back just a minute.
Saying and just kind of break it down for you. So this was a kind of a tweet from Sparky's Tech Corner. Now, just to mention, I did a little bit of a look at their page.
Congrats.
They've got like 1,000 followers over on Twitter, and it seems like, you know, they tweet quite a lot. And, you know, whenever someone tweets quite a lot, I always think that maybe something isn't right, because again,
I tweet quite a lot, yet you made 12
Oh, Jesus,
fucking
that
videos.
is such a weird rubric.
No, time out. And this is one of the things I like to do. I like to use your own standards against them. Okay, I tweet just a lot. I tweet a lot about situation because that's where you can get engaged with people a lot. And guess what happens every time you engage with someone? You tweet. Someone responds to you, you tweet. Another responds to you, you tweet. That's what happens. You tweet. So yes, there's gonna be a lot of tweets on Twitter because when you tweet to respond to someone.
Holy shit, though.
On my
Look at all these videos.
Yeah, you got about 12 plus videos over the whole fucking Sinder deal on your channel. I have 4.
Brain.
Something's wrong here,
Yeah,
guys.
this isn't healthy.
Alright, thank you. But yeah, okay. Let's go into this.
they tweet a lot, like not just like a couple tweets a day, like a lot of tweets a day, you know, 9 hours, 10 hours, you know, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours. You can see, you know, how, you know, often they tweet, you know. Me personally, I tweet like twice a day, maybe, if that, you know.
Tweet twice a day. Is this really the metric standard that we're going through?
Has been
Twice
for
a
a while,
day?
I believe.
I mean, I tweet so many times a day. You go through my Twitter and you look at...
You know, I don't tweet a whole lot, I don't think, and it's still probably 3 or 4 times a day, or like max.
Yeah. Alright, let's continue on.
And I feel like sometimes it doesn't really help your case whenever you're tweeting so much as skittering out. And I feel like, yeah, it wasn't exactly accepted by the community, this, and I don't think it should be, because obviously they say, what did Lily say about Sinder and her boyfriend again? Something, should know everything your other half does. Also, FY, that's data espionage in Germany, just saying Lily installed a keylogger on her cheating boyfriend's computer. Now, this is the clip, this is over on Onigiri's channel.
Yes, and that is illegal. I like the fact that
thing on top of it. Beautiful thing. There's really no statute of limitations for this in Germany, or
There
pretty much
probably
in
is.
the EU. No, there isn't.
This would be a civil tort.
Hey, Sparky.
Oh,
And there's not a
it's
law
beyond
in
a
the
civil
way
court.
for civil torts
No.
in the EU. I know that
this
for
is
a
beyond
fact.
a civil court. This is considered a criminal offense on a high level.
Rogue,
Okay, let me see here.
You want to send her what you got?
Hey, Sparky.
Yes, go ahead, Dragon.
So I sent you the link to his Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome to look at it. I do advise you don't do this. You don't look at it live.
Oh, am I gotta find something that's gonna go? Oh my God, YouTube ban me.
He is thirsty.
Yo,
I
what
will
the
only
fuck?
say that.
So I just went to. Okay, wow, this is weird.
Okay.
It says
Any
in
posts,
Germany
whatever they
there
are.
isn't a specific statute of limitations for installing a keylogger on a computer. Instead, the legality of installing and using a keylogger depends on the circumstances and whether there's
Right.
a valid reason for monitoring. I don't know if
Correct.
Germany considers cheating or suspicion of cheating
You
a valid reason, but
you
there's
have to argue- you
there's
have
a
to
lot
argue
of
that in
different case
court.
law here.
I think
No,
on
you
that,
have to argue that in
might
the
be
court.
if you're married or not.
Yeah, I haven't gone into the specifics. I haven't
I'll
been
catch
able to
you
really
later.
find a
I
lot.
recommend reading about that Twitter.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, apparently Germany does a lot of they let corporations monitor their employees via keylogger. So that's why there's a lot of law here that gives exceptions and stuff. But given that this is like ShyLily isn't a corporation, and at least not necessarily. So I don't think that this would be good. And we have to look at the Netherlands, don't we? Because somebody said in chat that ShyLily lives in the Netherlands.
I thought it was
Well,
Germany.
guess worse if you go there.
Regardless or not, the whole point of me making that tweet.
She was she's in Denmark, yeah.
Yeah, the whole point of me making that tweet wasn't to try to cancel Lily, and wasn't trying to do a whataboutism. The whole point of making that tweet is to showcase standards that they use against other people that they don't like or they're trying to go at. Again, Lily's own words. Sinder should know every little thing that her boyfriend/manager is doing at the time. That is the reason why the documents were orchestrated as anytime Redacted is talking, you got to take it as Sinder knows every little thing Redacted is doing. That was the point of making
which I will
that
say
tweet.
is an absolutely ludicrous standard to set.
It is, and that was the point of that tweet. And I can see that the guy never really went through. If he were actually seeing some of the videos I made, and if you actually seen some of the other tweets that I made, yes, I tweet a lot. Unfortunately, the curse situation also that you showcased through, also that you talked about, VTuber removed from partnership, fans explode, which was also something I was talking about at the exact same time. So you're conflating me talking about Sinder, Lily, Kush, and I think there's also 3 or 4 other things going on I was talking about on Twitter. I'm all over the place. I'm just talking about Lily. And that's, I don't think that's what you're trying to do, but that's what kind of insinuates you're trying to do. So, I find that kind of dishonest. But okay, let's continue on.
This is 2 years old, by the way. Just to point this out, this is 2 years old. That
Oh, yeah, 2 years old. We have screenshots in the Google document that people are trying to go at Sinder for that are 3 years old.
Yeah, exactly. There's that, and 2, we don't even have to go this far back to impeach ShyLily's behavior, because in her response stream to the whole Sinder situation, she admits to pretty much doing everything that Sinder was apparently paranoid of, and wants to excuse herself of it and tries to just on strain verbally, like, I want to excuse myself for that behavior. You don't get to. Like, it. Yes,
This
obviously we don't need to go back 2 years, but the tweets and the screenshots go back 3, so this is entirely relevant in my opinion, especially when it speaks to ShyLily's credibility.
Exactly.
Digging up 2-year-old clips of ShyLily.
The clingy, jealous type, or are you the type where it's just like, you can do whatever you want?
Okay, I used to be, not even kidding, crazy jealous. Next level, crazy jealous. I was so insecure. I used to be so jealous. But that as I stopped being on birth control and my whole life changed. I swear, I did a 180 in personality so hard. Suddenly, I become relaxed. I trust you, and if something happens, trust me. At some point or another, I'll probably find out without having to fucking stalk you and question everything you do. I trust until proven otherwise.
I love how the birth control made Lily less toxic.
And I want to point something out there that someone else also pointed out to me that I kind of missed over. She trusts everyone except unless they give her a reason. However, Lily did say that she never trusted Sinder and always had a gut feeling about her. So again, it's like, it's a little bit of a reach to say that, oh my god, it's a gotcha. But it just points out a little bit of a hypocrisy.
So for real, I
Or
used
more
to be
confident.
stalker jealous. I installed a keylogger on my ex-boyfriend's PC to prove that he was cheating on me. I used to be that bitch.
Oh, well, actually, did he though? I
Well,
mean,
he
if
did, yes, twice.
Okay,
but-
then that's also a little bit on him, right? That he made you.
I mean, I guess, but still, that's crazy. He gave me his laptop because apparently it didn't work, and I was like, well, just reinstall Windows. He gave me his laptop overnight, and I was like, ooh.
Like, ooh, the power. Ooh,
The power
all the
I
things I
have
could be
as
doing
we
in here.
speak. I set up the
I
keylogger
want
to
to know,
send me
like,
an
how
email
did you,
once
how
at
did
the
you
end of
just
the
have
day.
a keylogger?
Don't know.
Like, who just has a
Under under the assumption that you would have one if you have this practice of you don't trusting anybody. I know I have a few keyloggers. I don't
Yeah,
trust a lot
I
of
mean,
people.
yeah.
Like a keylogger quite literally just tells you what keys have been pressed in what order, and so when he's
What?
So again, as you can see here, you can see that, she does admit to the fact that she actually installed a keylogger on her cheating ex-boyfriend's computer. Now, that is pretty crazy behavior, and obviously ShyLily even says that in the video, saying that, obviously she was pretty crazy,
No, it's pretty
and
criminal
that this
behavior.
didn't really fix any.
Yeah, it's pretty like I said, I've seen so many
Like, yeah,
fucking
it's
reaches.
crazy, but guys, it's also criminal. Like, let's be real here.
Look, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And I point back to Nick Ricada, Nobody Likes Onion, and Stolto Morning Shoes. It's like, look, FBI is looking into Nick Ricada right now, last time I heard, for illegal access to Aaron's Gmail account. That access That access was due probably because Aaron input his password into Ricada's computer, and Ricada's computer saved
Yeah, it just never logged out or cleared it out. But even that much is a criminal offense.
Yeah. But here's the problem I have with, okay. People look at this and go, oh, well, she's just trying to prove her boyfriend's cheating. There's nothing wrong with that. Guys, a keylogger hits and records every key.
They say that there's nothing wrong with it because, she had the girl, she was being cheated on and that proved it. Oh, then it's fine. No, it's not. It's really not.
It's not.
Even if you prove the cheater a cheater, it's not okay that you broke the law to do that. It's called fruit of the poisonous tree.
Mm-hmm. And also on another fact, too. Okay, a keylogger logs every key that's typed. Here's the reason why this is so bad. Passwords. Email addresses, social security numbers, bank account numbers, access to medical records.
Yeah.
Anything that person might have typed into to get access to or gain entry to is recorded. And then if you continue on this clip, which he doesn't, she also set it up to send emails back to her of everything that was sent at the end of the day.
Which again tells me like cat because it's that's somebody hosting an illegal service. Like, what the fuck?
Zan says, Lily proving Sinder didn't know what Red was up to ruins all of their claims. They have yet to give solid evidence to prove it. Yes.
Oh wow, here we go.
Again,
TC Rogue just posted Danish Criminal Code Section 263 or 299C for unlawful surveillance or data interception.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's not a broad
It's
aboutism.
up to a federal level of criminal. It can also be a civil.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, it's
Nice.
not a. What?
Oh, yeah. Just the nice. Just nice that he could be spending some lovely time with some lovely people in prison. I mean, it's always nice.
Or she.
It's always nice.
She.
She. It. I don't know.
It's a VTuber, just go it.
But yeah, it's like, it's not a whataboutism. It's proving a couple different things. Remember, one of Lily's main claims is Sinder had to have known everything that her boyfriend was doing. Why does she have this assumption? I don't know. I'll leave it up to you to speculate. For me, it's kind of sus. Not saying anything, just simply pointing out it's a crazy fucking analogy. Go, everything that this person does, this person ought to know. Yet Lily admits 2 years ago putting
Hey, I'm sending you a tweet
computer?
posted 17 minutes ago.
I can't disagree with any of those points.
A tweet sent 17 minutes ago. Okay.
Yet by Kershey.
Alright, well, we're not covering the cuss stuff, so I'll look at that later. Thank you, though.
I know, but that's just at some other point.
Alright. But yeah, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Let's continue. Maybe he pulls up.
Anything until she's on like birth control and things kind of mellowed out a little bit. And she did have like a period where she was pretty crazy. Now, obviously, we can go down to some of the comments here. One of them saying, just wanted to point out, but Lily is clearly not advocating for what she did. She even said clearly that she used to be crazy jealous and that she used to be that bitch. Okay. And then when Oni said, well, if he was cheating, Lily jumped in to correct her and said, I guess, but that was still crazy. So there's no need to either be on her side or condemn her, because she told the story in the context of it being ridiculous and extreme. So we should just be able to laugh at a funny anecdote now, which I definitely do think, is a way that you should be kind of hearing the situation. Now, obviously, yeah, people are digging this up from 2 years ago and making a massive big deal out of it, when even Lily herself admits that it was a very...
Yeah, well, Sinder also admitted she didn't know what fucking Mandra was doing. What did fucking Lily do? Guys, keep that same energy. If you're gonna hold one party accountable, and trust me, you have been, especially with the opening of this video, and especially with all the other 12 fucking videos you've done, you're holding Sinder accountable for shit for like 4 years ago that have yet been proven to fucking Sinder, but yet Lily says you gotta take what it says as what Sinder says, and you guys go along with it. This is the fucking issue I have.
Okay, so let's say this kid is about 20 years old. Remember, old guys.
Sparky, you have to calm down. Your heart can't take it no more.
Nah, he's fine. He's got a kid.
I'm fine. This is us called getting animated.
Oh god damn.
So let's look at this kid just straight up. Cause I'm looking at him right now. I'm gonna say he's in his 20s. He has no fucking clue what's going on. Let's say he was in that position. Let's say he was dating ShyLily. She didn't trust him, and then she decided to put a keylogger onto his ship. Would he be happy about it?
Probably not.
I doubt it. I really do. What if somebody, let's say that she gets further involved into his shit and then adds on and finds a way to manipulate certain things, destroying his potential career? Well, then what?
Yeah.
I get it. He'll be unhappy. But in this case, he's okay with it because it's not him. We should laugh at it because it's a crazy situation.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. Oh yeah, you remember that? You remember that Sinder stuff that happened a while ago, and Sinder was thrown down, and her potential career was destroyed. Now she's coming back, and it's never as big as she ever was, and still hate about it. Yeah, let's all laugh about that, because there's all rumor mill bullshit with out of context screenshots with a fucking driven narrative that doesn't match any of the screenshots, with several big fucking content creators that admitted to actually getting together a week beforehand and orchestrating the stuff out before dumping the docs, and then one after another, when dumping the docs, minutes Minutes after the docs dropped, another doc drops, another doc drops, another doc drops. And we find out that all these people are fucking talking to each other a week later. But yet we're supposed to just glaze over this and not think anything of it. And it's just, Cinder's bad, let's go. This is my issue. And this is the reason why I do tweet a lot. And this is the reason why I do make these videos. Because people like you don't look into the actual fucking facts of shit. You are nothing more than a mediocre barometer. You go with the wind. You go with the popular opinion statements.
This particular
you do not push back on
they're
shit.
A simp. Simple as they're a simp. They don't understand the issues wherever they are. They really don't understand the legalities here. I'm a Canadian. I'm not supposed to know a lot of things in the United States or the EU or whatnot, but I was taught a lot of things that make us Canadians a little bit smarter than most of the people out here, especially this idiot who he's in their 20s, who doesn't understand the basic nuance or understand the concept of keeping that same fucking energy.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on.
Kind of, wrong thing to do. And I mean, this has been out for 2 years. This isn't like unknown information that is going to expose them for everything. She's fully admitted to it. She's fully said, yeah, I was crazy back then, which is something that, maybe Sinder needs to do as well. I'm not saying that she's crazy, but I feel like she does need to take more, more accountability, like Lily has done here for her actions. She said, yeah, I'm crazy. Yeah, it was wrong. Stuff like that. Whereas whenever we saw Sinder's apology, a lot of it was, yeah, it was mainly Redacted's fault. Don't blame me. It's Redacted's fault. It's Redacted's fault. I did a little bit, but it's Redacted's fault.
You proved the fucking point I've been making in the same goddamn video. I got a headache.
And, I feel like people just need to take a little bit more accountability whenever
the stupid tree hit every branch.
Yeah.
Comes to this kind of stuff.
Let's be nice.
And people trying to turn this on Lily in some kind of way, it's just so dumb. I feel like Lily has been doing absolutely amazing recently, and there's probably even more clips out there that maybe are similar to this.
Yes, Lily has been doing amazingly recently. That's also something else we have been pointed out. Before this whole deal dropped, you look at how many bitch Lily got compared to fucking Sinder, it's over double the amount. Sinder got 250k bits from Twitch last year. Lily got little under 150k. What does Lily do after this whole fucking situation blows up? She fucking posts about it on Twitter going, oh my god, we just broke all the bit records and sub records that we've never done. This isn't a subathon. This isn't anything special. It just happened, guys. Yeah, that's kind of an issue when you're pointing out maybe there's a fucking cause for this. Not Sinder.
That people are now digging up, trying to find anything they can to kind of cancel it, because obviously a lot of Sinder fans out there who are still Sinder fans want to find some way of also bringing down ShyLily, because
you motherfucker, I am not a Sinder fan. Okay, here's why I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. I'm gonna showcase a clip. So we lost Elf. Oops.
It happens.
All right, so I'm going to bring this up real quick. When the first time I heard about Sinder was? I can actually showcase.
I don't know. The first time I heard about it was through you, so I blame you for all this shit.
Yeah, you can blame me. The first time I heard about it was on stream. This right here is a stream. Cool. Yeah, this right here is a stream. I did a stream with Momma Occo. We were talking about he was talking about the Drake and Josh.
I've got to beat that person later.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Go ahead and do that. Anyways, I've never heard.
I control their Minecraft server, so I think I can do it serious. Yeah.
Hey! No! Don't do that! Don't do that. But so preference this clip. This was 2 weeks ago, to be exact. It was April 25th, 2025. This is when the document drop from Nanoless happened. Now, let me preference this. I only knew of Lily, and I only knew about at this point. I didn't know anything about Nanoless. I didn't know anything about Sinder, and I didn't know anything about Spite or a couple other ones. I knew of Silverville. I knew a little bit of Buff Pup. But everyone else within the situation, I had no idea who this fucking person was until this point. And let me just showcase.
For at least $2 for that amazing joke.
Did you hear about the grape scene in Andor? That's in our docket for
just saw
Sunday.
A document released against Sinder. Oh, send it over. Put it in the under the T chat. Send it over if it's interesting.
Cinder.
The flaming, the fire wolf.
Yeah, she's one that's very openly lewd. So if something came out against her, I'm not saying I'm not surprised, but all of the openly lewd VTubers typically end up with some sort of quote unquote sexual misconduct.
Yep. Oh my god, sexual misconduct. Oh no!
Cinder doc just dropped. Throw it in under the T. Put it in the drama place. Or there.
They're all prostitutes, damn it. Why do you bother? Why is anyone even shocked at this point?
Listen, the general rule of thumb is that all women are e-thoughts at the end of the day, so you just gotta treat them like that.
Exactly.
Send it in under the T chat.
I want that. So who's gonna make me pregnant? None of you, exactly.
Or doc.
No.
I don't
It's
know
a Google
who the fuck
Doc.
that is.
And ShyLily immediately. Let's see. So this doc came out at 1:42. ShyLily made a tweet 42 minutes ago. Let's see here. 1:42 was, oh my gosh, almost immediately ShyLily is just like, we have your back. ShyLily, did you even read it? I fucking...
Now, let me preface at this point. We already seen issues before we even read the fucking document. Because immediately afterwards, we see ShyLily fucking posts about it. And we question it. We had no idea about this was planned a week in advance until later. Until Bao and Lily came out and stated it. Did you do any research? No, you didn't. It shows. It really shows. I am not a fucking Cinder fan. I just hate bullshit Google documents that come out that make no fucking sense, that are easily tore apart, and that you can go through and look, maybe there's something more to this whole fucking situation than what just the bigger fucking people or the fucking quote-unquote victims within the document are trying to point out. Maybe. Just maybe.
I feel like they were playing Sons of the Forest.
They were.
See, I kind of figured so. I really don't care about how the entire drop doc and all that kind of shit happened. I'm a here and now type person. The information is now here, whether it be past information or not. This is the more core pieces of this entire drama. It's a huge setup. We can see that. But the problem is no information is coming out on the other party who helped orchestrate the giant setup. And it's not looking good for them. But they have defenders coming out of the way to try to defend them.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like I said, we've seen ShyLily immediately post on this, and we question, why in the fuck are you even jumping on board on this? Why in the fuck are you even, did you even read the document? And that was Occo's statement, and that was also mine. And later on within that clip, and I'll put the clip in chat for anyone if you guys want to go through and look at that specific clip later on. We even bring up about how the Google document might be structured and if it's anything good. We even bring up for the fact, is the narrative being stoled in the document even match the fucking DMs? Because again, this is a classic tactic that everyone fucking uses when they write a Google Doc. Especially if you're trying to cancel someone or if you're trying to bring someone down. You will use out of context screenshots, they were out of context, and use a narrative that doesn't match the screenshots, and they were, to try to go at someone. We preference this before we even look at the document because it's happened many of times. And that's what we've done. And going through and seeing that, okay, there's more to this. We need to dig. We need to see what exactly is going on. I have done that. I've also done to the point on my last video, Nonetheless, and Cinder's friendship. It's like, everyone misses the fact that Cinder's 1.0 model looks to be one of Cinder's very first VTuber models she ever made. Afterwards was Silverveils, and after that, Mouses and shit like that. We don't have information to really go what else happened within these screenshots. You gotta remember, only screenshots we see between Nihilus and Sinder is probably 3 or 4 screenshots. Within the span of 3 fucking years, what else happened? You're not gonna convince me of manipulation with 3 out of fucking place random screenshots within a 3-year period. And we have a couple dozen between Nihilus and Redacted. And again, the narrative, hey, everything that Redacted does, we've got to put onto Cinder. It's not a narrative I can stand by. I am not a fucking Cinder fan. I'm just calling bullshit out when I see it. I'm sorry. My cells don't flap in the wind to the most fucking popular opinion, and I'm definitely not a fan of any of these shit fucking VTubers. Get your facts straight, man, because, no, get your facts straight, because they're saying, oh, well, Cinder fans are going out and trying to cancel Lily. Is a dishonest fucking statement, just trying to discredit anything that the person has to fucking say. Do better, man.
Anyways, looking at your chat, apparently the Forgotten Son says there was more information Lily was going to put out there, but hasn't because it's private information. So if you have more shit, more deets, more data, and you're claiming that it's going to make it look bad to the other party, show it, bitch. Not up or shut up. That's basically the rule, isn't it?
Oh, hang on. 2 things. So yeah, I get that. Forgotten Sons. Yes, there's 2 things to that actually. So 1, the information that they have has quote unquote private information. It's not that hard for you to redact stuff out. You redacted the other names of the VTubers that didn't give you okay to put out in the documents. You removed those. It's quite easy to remove information. So I don't buy the private information stuff. The other thing that's highly questionable is all the other proof that Lily even stated is hearsay information. We have proof, but it's hearsay information. So the only thing that I can get from this is they shot the wad in the documents. That's it. They don't have nothing else. And until they put something else out, I'm sticking by my stance and my statement. And I don't care what anyone fucking says. And I will call it out when you're trying to be dishonest. And another one, Chance says, this guy has a video on your timeline, Doc, too, but states he didn't read through it all because he's already seen the screenshots. So he's really sticking to the narrative he wants to believe. And that's the issue. That's the issue I've continually fucking harped on about. Is everyone just wants to go with the fucking narrative and not even look at the fucking information itself. It's funny.
It's too hard, Parky. It's too hard.
You know, if they bring down their favorite VTuber, then they're going to bring down the other one with them. And, you know, obviously this got 118 likes out of 6,000 views, which usually isn't a good sign. Obviously, people said, I thought you said you were done with the whole Cinder thing, but more evidence keeps coming out. They said, I'm done unless relevant info comes out. I think this is relevant. I don't think it's relevant at all. I feel like, yeah, obviously, you know, installing a keylogger onto someone's computer.
You don't even, no, time out. You don't even do research. You don't even do research. How would you know what's fucking relevant? No.
Well, again,
it's pretty crazy, but at the same time,
it's glossing over the factor that a keylogger was installed. You don't even know the actual legitimacy, whether that's highly illegal or something that you can actually truly think, well, it wasn't a big deal.
It wasn't a big deal.
You don't know shit then. If you live in the EU, it's a big fucking deal.
It wasn't a big deal. No, folks, it was not a big deal at all. And actually, I want to preference this point just a little bit more. I'm going to go back to, where was it? I know I sent this out to a couple other people. Here we go. So we're going to go back here. And we're going to watch the
Do you
part
think you're like the clingy, jealous type, or are you the type?
Oh, God, yeah.
Just, I can see the message. I knew he was cheating because on Facebook, there was this one girl there. And so when he was typing messages, I can send me an email once.
Ooh.
The power I have
Okay, so this is where the guy leaves off on this video, around here. So we're gonna continue on what he says, what Lily says.
Doing in here?
I set up the keylogger to send me an email once at the end of the day. Like a keylogger quite literally just tells you what keys have been pressed in what order. And so when he was typing messages, I can see the message. I knew he was cheating because on Facebook there was this one girl that had comments from a different account flirting with her, like, you're so beautiful, you have no idea what you're doing to me, you have no idea how much you mean to me.
Anyways, one of the parts I left out is like, it sends an email to her at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was clipped out.
Again, still illegal.
6:14.
In what order? And so when he was
So again, as you can see here, you can see
like, ooh, the power. Ooh, the power I could be doing in here.
I set up the keylogger to send me an email once at the end of the day. Like a keylogger quite literally just tells you what keys have been pressed in what order. And so when he was
I don't get why people think that's okay, but okay. 6.
That's because they hear cheating and they automatically go, well, if the person's a cheater, they deserve it. That's it.
Alright.
But if you use the same fucking energy and put you yourself into that person's place, of the person being kind of having this keylogger and all this information being sent to somebody else, would you feel good about that?
Alright. And Chance, can you tell me, you said this guy has a video on my timeline, Doc. Let's stay today and read through it. Can you tell me the name of that video so I can pull that up after? Please and thank you.
Computer is pretty crazy, but at the same time, this is a 2-year-old clip. If this was a clip from like last week, then sure, maybe you can bring it up. But again, it's just bringing up really, really old posts, which I think is just, kind of messed up. It's just kind of, unhinged.
Hang on. Kind of messed up, kind of unhinged. Let's take a look at... Let's kind of take a look at this. You can't see this, Rogue. But, clip. Screenshots from 2023. Screenshots from 2024. Screenshots from 2025. All within the documents. Clips from, like, 3 years ago. Well, DM postings from 3 years ago. Being brought up in a DM doc that just dropped. What is the relevance of not looking back 3-4 years ago to gauge a situation of what's going on? Or are we just going with Me Too? Because it feels like we're just going with Me Too here. I absolutely fucking hate Me Too.
What about it?
So, if we're gonna go with the statement of, oh, well, it's just something happened 2 years ago, and actually, to be precise, this happened March 1st, 2023. So, yeah, a little over 2 years ago. Little over about 2 years and 2 months ago. So, if we're gonna bring up the fact, oh, well, it's just 2-year-old stuff, and it's kind of insane to bring up. Well, isn't it kind of insane to bring up in a Google Doc, 3-year-old fucking DMs? It's like, no one has the consistency or the ability to keep the same standards when they're looking at anything. And it's an issue. And this is one of the main issues I see, not only with VTubers, also in regular streaming communities, different fucking places on YouTube, Twitter, any place on the fucking internet. People just don't have the ability to critically think. And it is an issue.
They say, was Lily's boyfriend at the time her representative business partner that she trusted to operate her business, which also is another factor. Obviously, they tried to bring this in with the whole point of like, oh, you were saying that Sinder and her boyfriend should be talking all the time about stuff. Again, I just don't think that's the point here. Obviously, yeah, they said like in this tweet, what did Lily say about Sinder and her boyfriend again? Something, they should know everything your other half does. Now, I'm not saying, they should know everything your other half does, but they should at least know a pretty large amount of it, and they should at least know, especially if you're business partners as well, you should know what the other person is doing, regardless of whether you're with them or not. You should know what they're getting up to and what they're saying.
So we got a whole bout to the same standards whenever her manager fucked her over, including a couple other people.
Sorry. I mean, is this fucktard? Hey, is this fucktard in the entertainment business?
I have no idea.
Because if the fucktard is in the entertainment business, then they really clearly don't understand the entertainment business. Because a manager has no obligation to tell you, the client, what they're doing.
Yeah.
You signed a fucking contract, or you've agreed to certain things. So they control your destiny. They control what meetings that manager is going to be taking place. Because guess what? You're in the passenger seat, they're in the driver's seat, meaning that they'll take you to every destination possible, unbeknownst to you.
Yeah, and it's like this for any other manager. How many issues that we have seen, disagreement with management, or manager's done something skeevy, or a manager did something to, unbeknownst to the talent. How many times have we seen that? We've seen it a lot. We've seen it through stuff with Ninja Sanji. We've seen stuff with Sojo. We've seen it with Hololive. We've seen it with a couple big fucking companies. We've also seen issues like this within Mythic and a couple other places. Again, it's the fact of not keeping the same standards to everything else. We brush that aside, put that aside, and go, well, since Sinder was her boyfriend and her manager at the same time, all these standards now don't apply to her, and now she's just liable for everything. Which, legally speaking, I will say, yes, Sinder is liable legally for everything that her manager has done. Does not mean that Sinder knows what the manager's done. And yet, to this point, I have yet to see proof. I've only seen a narrative-driven spin. Nothing to really state that she actually knew anything that happened. And yes, Cinder's apology was a dog shit apology. I will say that. It was also a blanket apology. And I think rebutting, Cinder's apology does not do anything. It's holding people to the same standard. People don't like it. Why? Why do people not like being held to the same standard? Because cracks start to show. Or the narrative falls apart. That's the point.
To these people. They say the fact that you're asking this, that's dumb. The claim since Sinder was in a relationship with Red, she should know everything that's happened, not the other way around. Also remember, Bao also got scammed by a manager, not in a relationship. It's like everyone wants to look the other, it looks like everyone wants to look the other way and only go, but Sinder, no. Lily wants moral grandstand but commits computer crimes and everyone just looks the other way. They say their claim is that they know how Cinder/Red operate and that it's a joint unit. Bao's manager that scammed her was not a boyfriend that lives with her and with Lily. It's not moral grandstanding. You found a clip from years ago of behavior from whenever she was younger that she regrets, which I definitely do think is true. They say the Cinder did no wrong.
Sweet. Get that room, janitor. Sweet.
A lot of chatting happening. Can I ask a new question here? Because again, I don't follow this shit on the regular like some people. So we're going to go back to Sinder and her relationship.
Yep.
All right, just for a brief moment. I know this is going to cut either way, and again, I'm not really big on entertainment law, but I do have a degree of understanding. So the question for me is, did Sinder know what her boyfriend manager was doing at all times?
We don't know that.
Okay, so here we go. There we go. So that means that this cuts either way. Yes, she could be responsible if she knew. But if she didn't know, she's not, because her manager has gone rogue, regardless whether he's a boyfriend or not.
Yeah, and we do not know this. Like I said, we've only got... So, within the whole thing, we've got a DM between Nanalis and Sinder in 2023. And we have, I think, 2 DMs between Nanalis and Sinder in 2025. Within Silvervale's document, and it has nothing to really do with anything. It just proves that Sinder reached out to Silvervale to talk to Silver. But we have a couple DMs between Silver and Sinder back then. And if you go through the narrative and you look what I was talking about, we don't see it. We see that Sinder is a big fangirl of Silvervale. But yet the narrative wants to be spun as like these people redacted in Cinder spun a narrative, and this was like a deeply riven conspiracy that they were trying to manipulate everyone within the scene all the way back to 2023. This is the issue. Guys, and especially if you go through Nano's doc, the issue is they're attributing things that happened to 2025 to 2023. Again, if you went through... Oh, you went through my timeline doc, but you didn't read it because you already know what the screenshot says. Do you? Do you even know that they don't even match up? No, you don't. It's relative. It's really relative. And again, if we're going to bring up DMs from 3 years ago, well, what was going on 3 years ago? The Sinder stuff got dropped in my lap by accident. It got dropped in my lap because... And let me go through all these fucking screenshot... Well, not screenshots, yeah. I'm going back to Ava's. Ava shared this video with me.
Give back to society.
Now, Ava gave this to me. This was 2 days ago. This was posted 2 days ago. She's playing, I believe, Oblivion. I don't know what game she's playing. I think she's playing Oblivion. But within this... Yeah, within this... And I think it was deleted. Maybe it was in another screenshot. I got sent... Where was it here? Here we go. Right here. Somebody found this tweet here going through the comments on a 2-day-old clip, and this is how we found this, because none of us knew this, by the way. Wasn't really public accessible, because everyone talking about this before didn't even know about this. But within this clip posted 2 days ago, within here, people looking through and scouring through stuff found this comment. If you watch ShyLily's streams, you realize she's over-exaggerating things and quite toxic. She even admits to installing a keylogger on ex-boyfriend's computer. That's what led people to going through and finding this video. And this is something that, like I said, was supposed to be. I didn't really see any importance to it except for go, yeah, she's just very entitled.
Give back to society, make babies. I have given plenty to society. Society has nothing but fucked me over. I owe society fucking nothing. They owe me the world. Hello? Is this a horse stable? I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of people that had experienced COVID as hardworking members of society have felt how all they do is give and they don't receive anything. My country that I lived in and the country I came from were ready to leave me to fucking rot. Literally rot. They left me to rot. Almost 5 years of paying in this godforsaken country. Educating, always being good, having good grades, always working hard. Holiday job here, this job there, helping out here, volunteer this. Non-profit that, donate here. Nothing. Didn't give a shit. They left me to rot. Both countries. Rich first world countries, by the way. I don't owe them shit. I don't need to give anything back to society.
That was a clip given to me. Like I said, I didn't dig for this, and I didn't find it. It got pulled up because there was a ShyLily clip from 2 days ago. People that I know that do deep dives and stuff. I am one person to do deep dives, but I'm deep diving Nano and Sinder. Those are the two I'm deep diving. Because I still have very, very, very big unanswered questions in that one. But within that one, like I said, they found that comment down here in the bottom about the keylogger. And then people went to go looking for it.
Yeah, but my greater question was, what should you want these countries to do that she lived in and was born from?
I don't know.
What
expectations
did she have?
I don't know, but she's doing really good right now. 900k subs, followers on Twitter, getting all these big donos out to, kind of throwing someone else under the bus from what it looks like. Because I've still yet to see any actual fucking proof of backstabbing. Again, I'm not a fan of any of these fucking VTubers. I just call out bullshit when I see it. I'm not sitting here trying to fucking Janny sweep for anyone. I've immediately said that Sinder is also fucking responsible for some of the shit that's happened. But I don't think she is solely 100% responsible. I do feel like that there's a lot of fucking dirty plates at the table here. From everyone, including Shy.
No, this is a shit sandwich, and everybody's going to have a healthy bite of this fucker.
Yeah, and people need to get shit sandwich. And people need to get over this narrative. And here's the things I kind of discredit yet. Oh well, it's just a Sinder fan. Well, no, I'm not. It's just someone who wants to fuck Sinder. No, I don't do shit like that.
But you're just happily married and with kid. If you did, I'd be haunting you.
Yeah. Also, oh, they just hate ShyLily. No, I never really hated her. A lot of stuff that's came out that's really kind of made me side-eyed her.
I don't like any of these people.
Yeah. I'm victim blaming. No, I'm looking through the evidence that was provided. Oh, well, you're digging too deep into this, and this is public. Well, I'm sorry. The last I checked, DMs are not public record. They got dropped in a Google document by all these fucking people. They made it public. Oh, well, Lily went through a terrible thing 2 years ago and talked about it. Yes, we've also established it's a fucking crime. And it also doesn't match up to statements that she's made to now. Or standards. This is my issue, people. But yeah, let's continue on.
I need to blame this on Lily Gang is taking more drugs, which I think, yeah, is pretty crazy. I feel like people are now just trying to pull out every...
Show me a VTuber who is not crazy on some sort of psychotic medication. I.e., look at Face Connect. There you go. Good example.
Are you also, on medication?
I don't...
Technically, you're a VTuber.
Yeah. Also, well, technically, I use a VTuber model. I don't consider myself an actual fucking VTuber.
Oh, so you're trying to play the Nuktaku moment.
Fuck off. But it's like, using medication as a crutch is a bullshit thing. And I don't buy it.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Am I going ahead, or are you going to go ahead?
I
did say go ahead first. Okay. So for me, this all for me getting involved in minor shit like this kind of started with Nuktaku. And it's because of the Bungo Taiga thing and the drama that was created out of that. Well, I concluded that VTubers are drama bitches that need to grow up. And all you've done currently is prove to me that my statement is true.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreed with your statement.
Are drama bitches and need to grow the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm not disagreed with you on that statement. That's true. And the sad thing is there's more and more and more and more and more drama that comes out all the fucking time from the VTubing sphere. And it's getting kind of out of hand in my book. Because it's like every fucking week, like 10 or 12 documents are dropped on this person or on this person and this person. The only reason why this situation is so big, so special so far is because it's one of the first times we see an actual Google Doc drop on like web creators that are like big fucking numbers. And don't fucking lie to me that you're not also fucking grifting on this. Like I said, you've got 12 fucking videos on this. So you're writing the fucking raves on this also.
Uh-huh.
The only difference I can make is I've not made video after video after video about it. I've just fought with Twitter on it, with people coming to me going, "You're digging up personal information." No, I'm not. I'm going through fucking public statements that have been made and dropped and handed to me. Also talking about other situations.
Straw they can to just blame it on ShyLily and to blame it on other people when, you know, the only person we should be blaming this entire thing on is Sinder. You know, they're
all shit. They're all shit. The only ones who can...
I mean, I'm gonna use their fucking statement. So again, if we turn the table, you have to look at the other perspective here. If you were involved and all this shit was on you, would you be the one that want to take the entire fucking blame? I bet you won't.
Yeah, it's like the only ones who are semi victimized here would be Silvervale until she jumped onto it also. Sinder didn't really have to say anything about it. And I don't even really see anything that really fucks Sinder over. Not Sinder, Silver over. We see a cancellation done by Nanolus. But, like I said, if you actually go through the timestamps of the screenshots, we see nothing preempting why that fucking cancellation happened. We see an after conversation. We don't see anything leading up to that. Again, critical thinking. No one's done any digging into this, except for me and a couple other fucking people.
Yeah, but you really don't have to dig too hard, Sparky. All you have to do is use that thing called the gray matter and think critically here.
Well,
stop using that other thing because this is a dude. Stop using his other head and start, you know, while he's doing that and Jenny slipping for a person that me never sleep with him.
Well, I'm not gonna go that far, but okay.
I did that, and there's
I know you did.
Me.
I know there's no stopping me. I know you did that. I disavow Rogue.
You can disavow as much as you want to, but I put that statement now. That motherfucker feels to me that he wants to put his naughty bits deep in a cartoon.
Yeah. Anyways, going for his like Silver and then Bao. I feel like Bao could be quote-unquote innocent. But again, we also look in Nanolus's document. Within Nanolus's document, she brings up the fact of the editor, Sack. Again, those names are kind of redacted in Nano's document. But the narrative within Nano's document is being pushed as redacted as being crazy, and this is not happening. Yet, Bao releases her document and showcases another message between Redacted and Nano that is not showcased in Nano's document, showcasing the tweet that set it off from Sack stating he's going exclusive with Lily. And you go through and look, he's done this twice. So it brings up, he's not just namelessly going up and saying, oh, well, I'm just being a bitch about this and I want a bitch for nothing. No, he even showcased it. That was removed from fucking Nano's document. Again, nobody's putting the pieces together. It's like somebody gave them a simple puzzle and they can't even fucking put it together. So, the only two here that could be blameless is Bao, and that's, like I said, Bao could be looked at doing the exact same thing Sinder did. And then Silvervale, but then Silvervale had to jump onto this and go, whoa, poor pitiful me, when there's actually nothing there. Silver just didn't want to do a collab with Sinder. That's all I've seen on that whole thing.
They're coping, you know, it's very obvious cope.
But anyways, yeah, everyone in this deserves to eat a bite of that shit sandwich.
Everybody gets a nibble. Some have to have a good helping, but unfortunately, it's got to be shared. It's a shit sandwich. Enjoy it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Kaiser Sinder's YouTube editor, like, officially? I don't know. I have no idea. And this is Kazahana, not Kaiser, so. There was Kaiser and there was Sack. I know I know Redacted wanted Sack to do a couple edits for a music video because he liked it, and then afterwards got shut out. That's kind of how the screenshots play out.
It's one of these things where they're like, oh, well, Sinder did something wrong. Well, they did something wrong too. It's like, that's not the point. That's not what we're talking about here. You know, obviously there can be separate cases where you can dig up some kind of evidence about someone and say, hey, I don't believe in this. But whenever it comes to comparing it to the Sinder situation and everything like that, it's just like, you're obviously doing this to make the other person look bad, rather than actually going into the problem itself, which is what has happened with Sinder herself, you know? And
no, it's because everyone just put out fucking out of context screenshots with nothing to actually prove shit. Driving a narrative that doesn't make sense. If you want to blame anyone, blame the fucking people who put out the fucking Google document that didn't put all the fucking information out there, i.e., statements from Lily. We have more proof, but they have private information. Redact the private information. Also, the only other thing we have is hearsay. Well, why is it hearsay? Do you have actual fucking credible, legitimate evidence? No, it doesn't look like it. People can question this. This is basically going, don't look at anything beyond these Google documents. You cannot look at anything beyond these Google documents. If you look at anything beyond these Google documents and the narrative that's being spun here, you're a bad person. And you're just trying to victim blame. And you're just trying to make the other person look bad. No, it's not my fault that Lily came out and made these statements. Lily said that. It's not my fault Lily came out and said she owes nothing to society, making herself look really fucking dumb. Not my fault. It's not my fault Lily came out and made a pseudo apology of what she wanted Sinder to say, and then say afterwards, no, even if she said that, I'm not going to believe her. It's not my fault that Bao made a teary-eyed stream stating, yes, all these people told me to do this. I got handed this information. Also, these people wanted me to put that Redacted was Cinder's boyfriend, and I didn't want to do that. Also, yes, they forced this on me when I was going through and I was in the middle of having surgery or whatever she was doing, whatever medical crisis she was doing. I'm not the one that said that. They are. You cannot just contain it to the confines of a fucking Google document when it's glaringly out of context. You got to dig deeper and look, why is this a thing? Why is Lily acting like this? Why is Sinder acting like this? Why is Redacted acting like this? Why is Nanolus acting like this? Why is Bao? Why is Silver? Why is Spite? Why is all these fucking VTubers acting like this? You've got to ask that question and break it down. You cannot just go with the Me Too stance.
But remember, Sparky, we've got to listen and believe.
No!
And the whole ShyLily stuff, if there is more evidence of some pretty bad behavior going on there, then yeah, maybe bring that up in a separate kind of, you know, instance. But obviously, you know, in this tweet here, they bring up the fact about Sinder and her boyfriend, meaning that they are tying it in with the situation. It's just kind of crazy. And as I said, you know, this person...
Why does Lily think Sinder should know everything that her boyfriend does? It's a legitimate question.
I'm sorry. Did I fail something here in our last few conversations about this particular situation? Did I not say that in a couple of different streams that this entire situation is shit and it makes no fucking sense and the quote unquote boyfriend manager was kind of fucking shady? Did I not kind of put that shit out there?
Yeah, I did too.
Maybe I might have missed something.
No. You put it out there. I put it out there. We all put it out there. Yes, that's the things that Sinder can take blame for.
Shit out there. I just want to make sure I was clear that I didn't forget that I wasn't imagining because I am getting up there in age. I wanted to make sure that I'm not going fucking senile. I just want to making sure that we put that. So this motherfucker, this young fucking moral, the champion of a VTuber that he wants to dick, thinks that we haven't responded critically against his enemy. Yeah. And yet we have. And we've been very critical about every fucking player in this.
Yeah, I've not said anywhere that Sinder is innocent and not to blame. I have said nowhere within this. I am bringing up questions of why is this a thing? Why is not the same standards being applied here? Why, again, like I said, why does ShyLily think Sinder should know every little thing that her boyfriend does? Is it because
Cinder? Hang on. Does Lily say that Cinder should have put a fucking keylogger in his fucking computer?
No.
Which is highly illegal?
She doesn't say that.
But again, it alludes to that.
It alludes to that.
If Lily is saying that she should have known, doesn't that allude that maybe if you did your due diligence by putting illegal monitoring devices to keep track of what your boyfriend is supposed to be doing, you'd be ahead of this game?
Who knows?
So all it does for me is give me a clear indication that this bitch is crazy as fuck and has done illegal things against people previously. I'm then kind of going, well, you should have known better, so I'm going to treat you the same way I would treat me. I'm a conniving bitch that wants to make sure I have total control of the situation because I don't trust anybody. You should do the same thing. I'm shocked that you haven't, so it's your fucking fault.
And let's also not forget, let's not forget every other fucking Google document that came out that was not tied within the people that would name drop within the conversations of the actual doc that happened itself. There was a lot of people that came out and expressed their own interest and stated their own things. My experiences with Sinder. My experiences with Sinder. And these people also taken it, if I remember right, I believe Buff Pup wasn't even brought up in the whole deal. But, I don't think it was him. I think it was someone else that brought it up. But there was a number of other people that are going through and they're using that going, see, Sinder did this bad thing. Sinder did this bad thing. Sinder done this thing here and she's just very manipulative. See, she's so nice here and she does this. So this is proof she's very manipulative. Tick for tat.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of tit and tat, I've got to pack my shit up, get the fuck out of here so I can go home. So
okay,
this is fun. If you're still around, I might pop in. But again, thanks, chat, for kicking around. Like, comment, abuse Sparky while I'm away. You have full privileges to do so. Bye, bitches.
Bye. Anyways, now there was Run. Only me. But yeah, it's like, look, I don't care if you don't like what I'm doing. That's fine. That's completely fine if you don't like what I'm doing. I'm being critical of the situation. I'm not once said Cinder is innocent. I said what she's being accused of doesn't make sense. Does she take blame for some stuff? Yes, she takes some blame for stuff. Also, so does Val. So does Lily. So does everyone else in the situation. Most notably, Nanalis also. Nanalis looks to be like the center linchpin to this whole fucking debacle.
Looking through their account, they tweet an awful lot, so I feel like, they've been doing a lot of digging on this kind of stuff, and to find a 2-year clip, it's just kind of unhinged, I'm going to be honest. It's just a little bit weird, but at the same time, I don't know.
It's not weird when it's handed to you. It's not weird when it's actually in the comments of another video 2 days ago. It's not weird whenever the fucking person actually admits to, committing cybercrimes within the EU. Yeah, it's not weird at all.
I don't know. It's just weird, and it obviously seems like a lot of people are just going after ShyLily now, just for the fact that, she called out Cinder and she called out some wrongdoing in the community. And obviously, yes, some Cinder fans are not happy with that. But yeah, that's pretty much everything.
Again, I'm not a Cinder fan.
In this video, I thought it was kind of crazy. Obviously, ShyLily is doing absolutely amazingly. And
yes, folks, let's go. Oh yeah, no, it's kind of crazy to try to cancel ShyLily, which I'm not. It's kind of crazy to point out notable things that happen in both situations. Again, the fact Lily states that Cinder should have known every single thing that her boyfriend done, and then admits that she installed a keylogger on her ex-boyfriend's computer. Yeah, doesn't correlate at all. Whatever. I'm so bad for calling out, hey, shit doesn't seem right. Yeah, let's go over that line of logic. Yeah, let's go over that line of logic here. Yes, it was so bad of us whenever the Nanalis document first dropped. It was so bad of us to call out that ShyLily immediately posted on it and not even up enough time to go through and read the entire fucking document, and just immediately side with fucking analysts and how brave Nano is for dropping his yes, so shame on us for questioning that. Then comes later on, Lily kind of orchestrated the whole fucking deal with analysts and brought everyone to a fucking group chat and talked about it, and then talked about it for over a week to drop this information publicly on a Google Doc. Yeah. I think I prefer my gut instincts to yours, man. And I think I've been more correct on the situation than you have. Because you clearly think I'm also a Sinder fan, which I'm not.
Hopefully she grows even more, because again, everything seems to be going.
And yet, let's also showcase the fact, oh yeah, she's doing so good. She's doing so good. ShyLily is amazing and growing. Yeah, let's look at that. She's so good. Let me go through and post this up real quick so I have it. So my computer is being slow right now. Let's not question stuff, guys. Let's just not have some critical thinking. Let's not look on last year also on, you know, a 300,000 follower account on Twitch made 248K in bits, and then a over 1 million account on Twitch made 124K bits. Let's not look at this and compare it to the fact of afterwards all of them now doing victory laps on how good they're doing, how big their following's getting. Let's not look at maybe something about this whole situation kind of stinks. Let's just ignore everything about that. But yeah, ShyLily's doing good. 900K followers on Twitter. Yay!
Going up on a massive upward trajectory for all of them, including other people as well, like Spite, Silverveil, all those other people involved. So it's really great to see. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys up to date if there is anything else, or if anything, you know, gets responded to, because it is a very, very interesting situation. But yeah, that's about all I got, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yes, please respond to my video. Oh, and I hope you didn't tag me in this, because I didn't know anything about this either. But I do know you're probably seeing in your copyright board that somebody played this on stream. I'm pretty sure somebody would do that. Or not do that. I'm pretty sure you'll see that. So apparently it's like right in front of their eyes and they're ignoring it. I don't know. Like I said, I gave this guy some credit a couple days ago. I gave this guy some credit, and I've went through and I've seen some of the videos on this situation. But my honest interpretation was that they're just a barometer, because they kind of go with the popular opinion at the time. They don't push back against information. They don't question anything, and they don't look at something going, yeah, this seems kind of suspect. But yet, I guess I am a massive Sinder simp, even though I didn't know about it until 2 weeks ago. I just trying to cancel ShyLily for no reason, when the only thing I'm doing is correlating what she has done recently now to things she's done in the past, which is the exact same thing that's being done to Sinder. It's bad for me to go through and showcase stuff from 2 years ago, even though there's screenshots in the documents from the same time. It's, yeah, I guess I just don't know what I'm talking about, and I guess I'm just throwing shit at the wall, apparently. Even though it appears that you've went through my timeline document, But you didn't go through to read the actual screenshots in order because you've already read them, even though they're out of order. See, I just don't know how to think about this. I get it's a differing opinion from everyone else. I get it. But I'll also showcase, too, a little bit. You want to see unhinged behavior? You want to see unhinged behavior. Stuff from 2020 and 2021. Yeah, that too. Ryan's document about the sexting. Again, all private matters. This whole thing should have been taken care of privately. And I'm going to stick by those guns. This is a private matter that should have stayed private. But hey, yeah, no, let's go through and watch something that's actually unhinged. Let's go through and watch something that's unhinged. Let me, just in case, you know, this guy reacts to this video, or goes through and watch, let me go ahead and showcase to you what unhinged behavior actually looks like.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to ratio the fuck out of them. We're going to ratio the fuck out of them, bro. I got you.
Now, this is Tectones on stream, looking at a tweet of Miza Tamanari. I'm listening to ShyLily's response to this, and my God, people think she's this is a massive takedown of the critics. This has affirmed my belief that Lily we saw yesterday is the real one. She's just consistently insulting her, making up new claims off the wall, manipulating, blah, 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 blah. There's more to that tweet. But basically, it's just Mizu being highly critical. Note, this is before anyone seen the, oh my God, Lily insulted keylogger. Actually, I don't think Mizu even said anything about that or went through that. This is just Lily's response to the whole deal. And yes, this person here is Tectone. Again, Tectone is also a Mythic, the same company Lily's in. Tectone is also associated with Lily, knows Lily, friends with Lily. Okay, I get being friends with someone and defending your friends, but yeah, you want to say I'm, you know, tweeting crazily and stuff like that.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Here's example.
We're gonna ratio the fuck out of them. We're gonna ratio the fuck out of them, bro. I got you. We only need 100 likes and we ratio this entire person's existence. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. See, what the VTuber space don't realize is they've unlocked the guard dog of the VTubers, bro. You shit talking Nanners, Aethel, Lily, Silver, just to name a few, I will fucking eat you alive, brother. I will eat you alive. I will eat you alive. Straight up, I don't. Better yet. Let's quadra ratio this shit, boys. We're going to sit here until this tweet has 500 likes. We're going to sit here. We're going to fucking Exodia this bitch until they delete their post. Yep. Hell nah. Fuck them. You're going to get banned again? Okay. All right. Who cares? Who cares? I'm predicting they delete their tweet. Good, bro. Fuck them. I don't even know who the fuck this is. Anybody who shit talks Lily is an enemy. And I mean that genuinely. They're a fucking enemy, man. They are. They are. All right, cool. We need 20 more. We need.
So yeah, walked away, and I figured it was gonna be a little bit longer than that. It was a little bit of a shorter clip, but yeah, okay, that's yeah, no, I'm not crazy on Hinge or anything like that. But there's an example, and like I said, I'm not shit talking Lily. I'm just bringing facts to light. People don't seem to like that. Well, if you're going to use random people's documents, my experiences with Sinder. Proof that Sinder cheated back in 2020, 2021. Which, by the way, if you actually include that document, further kind of goes, why in the fuck would Redacted know what Cinder's doing, or the other way around, why Cinder would know what Redacted's doing if she did cheat? So it brings that question up that no one asks. And there's several other things too. I'm bad. Folks, I'm bad. I tweet too much. I tweet too much throughout the day on Twitter. Because I got idiots constantly posting at me going, you're wrong, you're a simp. You're just a Cinder fan. I tweet too much because I respond to those people going, they're stupid. Also, I tweet too much.
We're going to ratio the fuck.
I tweet too much because, you know, the antivalence bullshit with Kush. Which, again, you covered. You covered here like 2 hours later. So I guess you went through my Twitter and seen, oh yeah, this stuff's happening. Oh, you just seen it on your own. Who knows? But yeah, I tweet 10 times a day about this stuff. I'm just a Cinder fan, and I'm just trying to tear Lily down because I don't like what she done to my Oshie. I genuinely, I say this with all genuine respect. You are a fucking retard, man. You got given apparently a document that I made, put in the screenshots in order. You didn't read them. You're not looking outside the box with this whole deal, and anyone who criticizes anyone in this seems to be just unhinged to you. I think I'm right on my assessment. You're just a barometer. And at this point, I think also kind of a Janny sweeper. You can call that for me on Cinder if you want. However, I have been critical on Cinder. I'm just trying to get to the fucking brass tacks of this whole deal because still, nothing makes sense. But, yeah, no, that happened. That happened today, and, I wish I knew what the video was. It looks like my comment was removed, but to correct myself again, it was your doc. It wasn't my doc, it was Powder's. Oh, okay. That's even worse. Oh yeah, that's right. I did read that. We did read that. Oh, what video was that? Right here. Oh yeah. Here's what really happens in a 21-minute video.
Okay, so it seems like we have a little bit of an...
Alright, so it's this one. And I remember this one. He doesn't, so yeah, I remember this. Yeah, he goes through, he kind of reads the beginning of this. And he skims through the screenshots. Doesn't go through any of them. And he goes through and he goes down and reads Powder's opinion on it. Yeah, I remember I watched this one. And yeah, I agree with that one. That's kind of why I got my assessment. He's just a barometer. He glazed over it. Okay, these are the points. Yeah, Cinder's still bad, this and that. And now, it's like, here's the thing. It's not... I can tell you right now, Powder's actually went through a lot of this stuff. I don't know if she's found some of this newer stuff that everyone's found too. But she has been going through timeline and timeline and timeline of everyone else. That's how that document got made. She went through and did a shit ton of research. I believe I was on stream. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. But she did do a shit ton of research on stream, on Twitch, because this was in the middle of a subathon she was doing. And she was going through and trying to find a bunch of stuff out. And I utilized some of the stuff she was looking through and found for myself, too. And like I said, everything that I've said to this point is kind of my opinion. He's neutralist, but he leans on the Cinder hate, likely for the clout. I will say he has come off neutral for the most part until this video was made. And when this video was made, it kind of shows that No, he's just kind of going with the consensus of the narrative. It's like, you went through Powder's document, but you still have the assumption that everyone in this was manipulated. When, if you actually read through Powder's document, there's no evidence of that. And that's the points we've been trying to fucking make. There is no evidence of actual fucking manipulation. There's evidence of Redacted being a shit fucking manager. Yes, there is 100% evidence of that. There's evidence of Sinder being too competitive in the streaming, the VTubing realm, and too competitive for people that she is supposed to be friends with. Yes, 100%. I agree wholeheartedly with that one. But I refuse to believe that Sinder and or Redacted manipulated Nanoliths into anything. Especially when we see Nanoliths themselves have fucking teeth and push back against people like Quebec's Art last year for, I guess, if I remember right, it was re-editing a model she made and rigging because it wasn't right. And if I remember right, it kind of led into a pseudo attempt cancellation. If I remember that one, I haven't gone into that point of the timeline yet with other people in Nanoliths. And I've been slowly walking through it. But Nanoliths is not a innocent, sweet little girl that is easily manipulated. She has fucking teeth and can fight back, and has showcased she can fight back. And I preference this also. That happened last year. It was this year whenever they brought up to her the purposes of an exclusive. Not last year, not 2023, this year. Again, and these are things that people miss because they don't see the trees for the forest. They look at the forest and go, oh, it's a nice forest. But they don't look down and see there's a lot of fucking dead trees within this forest. So, do I really have a problem with this guy's video? Not really. I think it's funny. It gave me content. It gave me a chuckle. It gave me a it gave me a chuckle Jim would do.
God shit. Oh fuck.
And along with that too, it's like I've seen many people's opinions about this whole situation change after I dropped my timeline doc, which was about, I think, 4 or 5 days before Powders. And like I said, I didn't do anything except for just assemble the screenshots in order. I didn't put a narrative out there. I didn't put an opinion out there in the documents. The document itself is just the screenshots in chronological order, which in themselves speak a different story. And then I gave my opinion on Twitter, and that opinion on Twitter is like, what was the conversation, Nano, between you and Silver before this? And what was the conversation between you and Redacted and Sinder before when you canceled Silverville's model? Because it seems like there's more there. And whenever I asked that, I got blocked. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. I won't hold it 100% against her. Okay, she blocked someone being critical of her. Okay, whatever. Not really a cardinal sin. But when you release a shit document like that with a narrative that doesn't match, it really does bring up a lot of suspicions. And then with everyone else backing you and the shit that's came out afterwards, like I said, I'm pretty sure Lily wouldn't have said anything about knowing about the document a week, knowing about the information a week beforehand if Bao didn't say anything. And I think Bao broke down and just spilled her guts on stream because of the simple fact it was a stressful thing, and well, she had a hand in potentially destroying someone's career over a bullshit private matter, over exclusivities and shit like that. From what I see, should have never been made public. Should have never anything like that. I think the best thing you could have done is just move ways from each other and continue on. I've yet to be convinced of the manipulation. The more I see, the less I'm convinced of it. But yeah, it's like you're going to have people like me. You're going to have others do deep dives. And I'm going to continue deep diving. I'm going to continue deep diving into all these people. Because what I found has been very interesting. Especially what I found between Sinder and Nano. Especially with Sinder debuting her 1.0 model June of 2022. Silvervale debuting her model from Nanolith August of 2022. And I can't find anything, and I'm still looking. I haven't found anything yet that indicates that Nanolith was a big VTuber artist before Sinder's model. And that showcases within the DMs between Sinder and Nanolith in 2023. Again, my big question is, why did Sinder have to find somebody for Nanolith for live 2D cutting? Nobody's asked that question. Why didn't Nanolith push back against Sinder and go, no, I was an established artist before your 1.0 model? Why don't we see that any place? And if it was said later on, well, cool, it was said later on, but we're not shown that. It's not shown in any of the documents. Nanolith goes on, and Nanolith even prefaces it. I will continue to have special slots just for you, Sinder, because you are my special baby. Again, these are messages in the document. Nobody fucking questions. Why? Why does people not question this shit? And just go, oh, well, this is just a disgruntled Sinder fan because they're just trying to tear Lily down, and Lily's doing fantastic right now. Not a good look, man. If anything, you look more of a Lily simp than I do a Sinder simp. And like I said flat out in other streams and tweets, Sinder deserves to eat a shit sandwich for this. I mean, this guy wants to have a fucking conversation too. Fine, so be it. Whatever. I don't care. But I don't really think there's anything to conversate about. The main reason why I reacted to this is to clear up a couple things. 1, it is connected. 2, I'm not a Sinder fan. 3, I said everyone in this deserves to eat a shit sandwich. 4, this is not a cancellation attempt. I just want people to see past the end of their fucking noses. That's it. And no says he acknowledged how much more money they're making now, but he doesn't mention the fact that they were actively going for her fans after the drops. Yes, and that's another thing too. All of them have actively went after the Pyro Pups. If I remember, if that's the name, I believe that's right. They all actively went after the Pyro Pups, going, you deserve to have a better content creator. Come over here and join us. After dropping the documents. Again, skeezy fucking behavior. And that's one of the reasons why Mizu's called it out. I called it out. Powder's called it out. Everyone's calling this out because you gotta look beyond the fucking documents. You can't just go with what they said. Yes, if you want to form your basis and your opinions around it, fine. But make sure that there's evidence that backs it up. Guess what? There is no evidence that really backs it up. Unless Sinder has a time machine that she can go back and forth on, there's no way that the narrative works. Yes, Spite was the biggest corporate rescue pups. Yes. Again, Spite's mentioned in the document. And yes, you can probably make a claim going, it's their right to do that because Sinder fucked them over. But again, I've not seen anything like that. Again, I've got a preference. I'm not a Sinder fan. Now, I will preference this because I know people are going to look and people are going to try to assume, and I'm going to dispel this right now so I can go back and point to this clip. But yes, I am following Sinder. I am following Sinder for the simple fact, whenever the Google documents dropped, usually what ends up happening is the content creator usually sometimes goes private. Whenever they go private, you can't follow them unless they okay to follow. Immediately after the documents dropped and I started getting a little bit more familiar and acquainted with it, going for information, me and a couple other people followed Sinder for the fact that we knew if she went private, we wouldn't be able to go through and look up information on her timeline. If we follow before she goes private, you don't have to have that verification for whenever they do go private and you follow them and they give you the okay. So I know people are gonna pull this up. Oh, well, he's following Sinder. Yeah, for that reason and that reason alone. I've been following Sinder since the documents dropped. So in case she does go private, I can still go through and look for shit. Who questions it when you can live in a comfortable echo chamber? True. Pyro Pups, yes. Sparky, to be honest, this is all a narrative spun by one or multiple people. It's a narrative spun by multiple people. Nano even explicitly says that she had her English-speaking friends, which we don't know who they are, help her write the document to better narrate what she thought. And I remember going through the Occo situation about a year ago when Occo dropped her Google document. Occo wrote her document out, and then I believe a couple different people rewrote the entire document. That's not private info right there. That's been stated on stream. So I feel comfortable sharing that one right now. But we also seen it with people like in commentary community with like John Swan. John Swan wrote a Google document. Actually, no, didn't write a Google document. Someone wrote a Google document going after someone else for sexual misconduct. What we ended up seeing in that was the person wrote it out, but it wasn't damning enough. John Swan went in there and then completely rewrote the document, took things out of context, added stuff, twisted around, and made it more damning to what the person writing the document was meaning to be. And I cannot take on face value that that document was 100% written by Nano without some sort of outside influence actually guiding her. Because she even said it. She had friends explain to her what happened to her. That right there could even be a form of manipulation. If you want to use the same standards that they are using against Sinder. Again, tick for tack. Use the same energy, use the same standards. Does this pass the sniff test? No, it doesn't. So, again, when these documents come out, I am highly critical of them. I have a little checklist I go through. Unfortunately, Nano's document and everyone else's document fails that checklist by a 0% factor. The only factor they got right was the narrative spinning. Shocker. Let's see. The way Nano explained it sounds like Lily spoke for Nano in a document, basically. Yes, that's what it sounds like. Because, again, we have clips of Lily. It's provided, again, Kazahana. It's provided in Powder's document. Powder already did the legwork for it. In fact, if you go through here and look, I don't see you bring up a single link. I don't see you bring up a single clip. But Powder here in her document did all the fucking legwork for you. You see these little underscore deals? ShyLily's video, ShyLily's video, ShyLily's video, Bow's video, Bow's video. Those are timestamps. You don't even look through them. So, yeah, forgive me for stating you're not looking at this with as much nuance as I think you wanted to. Continue on making your videos, man. Go right ahead. You're kind of doing the milquetoast drama dump of the week through VTubing and other things. Again, go for it. Make your money, make your subscribers, make your likes, make your whatevers. But don't come off like you're all knowing on this when it doesn't even look like you've done the basic research into anything. Hell, you thought I was a Sinder fan. You thought I did this with no reasoning at all. Don't try to project out to your audience that I'm someone that doesn't need to be listened to because I'm just a fan and I'm just trying to cancel Lily. Because that's exactly what I got from this video. A little word of advice from me to you. You might want to do a little bit more research before you drop videos like this. Alright, let's go through and read some of these again. The worst part about the DMs weren't very damning for Sinder, but Nano added her feelings in it to make things seem worse. Yes, exactly. Damaging. There you go. Yep, you're correct to that. I mean, the fact that Bao admits to the others pushing for her to include redacted relationship to Sinder means specific narrative was the goal. Exactly. And that's what everyone's trying to point out. It's like there's more going on behind the scenes than what's just being laid out. Unfortunately, for people who want to say that what we're doing is just worthless and digging and we're just trying to throw shit out of people, you have to do that. In order to get fucking proper context, you got to do a little digging in what happened here, what happened here, what happened here, what happened in this instance. Oh, this DM was at this point in time. What was going on at this person's Twitter at this point in time? What was going on in the video at this point in time? You got to do that. Anyone who fully 100% goes with a Google document, in my book, does not deserve to be listened to. At least have some pushback, which I will admit, he has had some pushback. He's had some pushback on this. Well, I don't really think it's that. But his pushback are opinionative only, not fact-based. His pushback has been, I really don't think it's like this. Just like, well, this Sparky guy just schizo posts all the time. He posts like 10 times a day. He's posted 10 times today. And he constantly posts about this whole deal when it wasn't. It's like, you have opinionative commentary. And that's completely fine. But don't be shocked when somebody grabs your video and goes through it and points out all the glaring fucking things that are wrong with it. Again, if I'm wrong in my analyst timeline, cool. I'll be glad to admit I'm wrong. So far, no one's been able to do it. If anything, they've provided more information that kind of proves my point. If you want to say that, Lily committing a crime 2 years ago to an ex-boyfriend has nothing to do with the situation with Sinder at hand, even though Lily is the one that says, one of the ones that says that for the fact that redacted is Sinder's manager, and she had to have known everything that was going on. Doesn't matter. That's news on me. Because I think Lily just kind of proved the point of, well, Lily didn't know what her fucking boyfriend was doing. And we also don't have no fucking full 100% proof that Redacted even lives with Sinder. Yeah, we have screenshots of, out of context and stuff like that back in 2021. If I remember right, somebody showcased Sinder saying, it's 3 a.m. man, just on my please eating chips. I'm trying to sleep. Okay, fine. It's an out of context screenshot for a channel at the time was doing, I'm your girlfriend, you're the listener or the boyfriend, ASMR experiences. How am I to believe that's not something like that? Especially whenever there's a video, an ASMR video says, relationship with your boss. And you remember, Sinder's I believe Sinder's account was rebranded too, from what it was to what it is now. I don't have full proof of that. I haven't been able to find that link, but I'm looking for it. So, it's like tick for tat. If I find something that I think is relative, I think this is really 100% relative, especially to statements on what ShyLily thinks that Sinder should know from her boyfriend. If I feel like it matches, it matches. And to me, it does. Not rebranded 2 accounts. So the Tashi one's still active? Okay. Alright, so that was 2001. And, what was it? It was 2001. Let me showcase this. Because I'm going to sit here and showcase stuff I do. And that's the thing. I'm going to give you my opinion. If I think it's an opinion. I'm going to give you facts whenever I have facts. And that's what I try to do. So I know a word was used, chips. Chips was the word. Here it is. So this was something that was given to me as proof that Sinder and Redacted live in the same place. This is someone's proof. Back 2001 that someone gave me that Sinder lives with a manager. Manager-san, please stop eating chips in bed at 3 a.m. I'm trying to sleep. And it's, it could be 3 a.m. for them. And that's some of the things I've been showcased. So, again, this also begs up a different question. This was public. This was out there in the public. People knew about it. This is not 2 years old. This is what? 5 years old? This is 5 years old. February 21st, 2021. This is 5 years old. This is out there publicly. Manager-san, please stop eating chips in bed at 3 a.m. I'm trying to sleep. I mean, this 100% definitely proves that, Sinder and her manager sleep in the same house, under the same roof. I mean, it really does look like that. However, I don't know. There's really no context to this. And along with that, Tashi MP3, which is Sinder, and my headset turned off. Give me a minute. Tashi MP3 is Sinder's account. She even points out Tashi is finally a VTuber 2 years ago. But if we go through and we look at some of the older videos here, 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, this is 2020. And I don't remember exactly when the proof of Ryan's, I had to go through and find the link. And I don't want to do that right now. But I do remember the DMs, I think was what, 2021, 2022? I think it was 2022. Maybe it's 2021. I'm not trying to give definitives here because I don't know off the top of my head. And like I said, I don't have the document pulled up, and it's buried in amount of other fucking information. Actually, hang on. No, I can just time out. I can go here and look on his for powders because I think
our bow and also.
All right, does he list? Yeah, okay. He lists powders document. Okay, good. I could just go ahead and look for it. And on the side here, we have Ryan's document. So Ryan's document, 2020. Okay. All right, so it's 2020. Excuse me. 2020. So here's 2020. Here's 2021. Does this go past 2020? No, it doesn't go past 2020. So, and then 2021 here. And if I remember right, I don't even think she goes through and says that her boyfriend's his manager. So is it the same boyfriend? Is it a different boyfriend? I don't know. Again, that's context that we're not given. Does Sinder admit to an apology? Yeah, she cheated on her boyfriend. Yeah. Okay then. But it's like the same thing, the same standards. It's like that's my whole point. Is the standards are not being applied the same. People are looking shit like this up. People are dropping documents like this up. It's like what do you guys say about 5 years ago? 5 years ago, documents are being brought up. DMs are being brought up. But, oh my God, it's an issue when I do it to ShyLily. Oh. Oh, we got a rogue back. I need to turn the Discord audio back on then. Okay, we got rogue back.
Yeah, this time he's in his proper location.
Yeah. You beat Five Nights at Freddy's at 6 a.m. and you're no longer the phone guy and you came back.
Yeah, no, thank fucking God. I mean, I was kind of losing it for a couple of moments, kind of going, am I or will I not survive? I feel like Markiplier had that moment in time where it's like that second it's about to roll over. It's like, did I do it? Did I do it? And then you realize that you have a complete party. I know, right? Pretty close.
Sinder going to try and hold the door closed, going no. Ah!
Pretty much. Basically, for me, it's like turning off the phone and trying not to respond to any emails. I am gone. Don't talk to me. But yeah, no. I see you still on the convoy.
I'm going through. I'm just trying to compile my my thoughts on this whole deal and trying to make sure there's anything else I want to add to this. But it's because it's like I pointed out on this, and just hear me out real quick. It's like it's a bad thing for me to go through and point out the key log of stuff that happened with that Shy admitted to 2 years ago. So it's bad for me to point that out. But yeah, it's okay for people like Ryan here to make a Google Doc that came out 6 hours, mind you, 6 hours in the morning after the analysis document and tied onto this mega thread. 6 hours, I guess just up during the middle of the night, not knowing anything about this. And went back to 5 years ago DMs to screenshot and then type it out. Just right out because they seen this at the middle of the night. They read the Google document. They said, "Oh, I can prove some of this." Went through and screenshotted stuff, and then wrote out a document 6 hours later. And it's like it's bad for me to point out something 2 years ago, but it's perfectly acceptable for people to bring stuff out 5 years ago that's not publicly known, or people to point this out to me. A tweet from 2021 from Sinder: "Manager's son, please stop eating chips in bed at 3 a.m. I'm trying to sleep." Completely out of fucking context. We don't know what it means.
You gave that to me and I kind of go, what?
Yeah, it's like it's perfectly acceptable it's perfectly acceptable to use stuff like this because Cinder bad.
No, I mean,
but
Cinder
it's
bad.
it's not acceptable to go through and look at the other parties.
That's all I'm
taking from this.
Yeah, I'm just going to do something that's
Go
a little
ahead,
bit kind
take
of
the reins.
out of context and a few other different things as usual. Now, I know that you've had some interesting trauma in the past and all that kind of stuff, and campaigns launched upon you to try to cancel you, abuse you, and all that kind of stuff. Have I ever done that? Go out of my way to try to dox you, try to put out a campaign to try to destroy you in any bloody way.
No.
Bring up things from the years ago that have no relevance to the average person. Okay.
No.
So what have I done when we have these kind of issues?
We actually sit down, we look through all the information, and we make a determinative decision about what's going on and make a decision moving forward what we need to do.
So basically, what we've done is within our little circle, little sectards, is be professional and put out our grievances, and then if we have to walk away, we walk away. We just peace out. No other shit happens beyond that. We're not making exposés. We're not trying to drum up pointless drama that no one really needs to get themselves involved into, because it has nothing to bear onto them. All it does is just make the other person look kind of sussy as fuck. And make you, the person who's talking about this, look like the king shit of king shits. So you're spinning and weaving a narrative. Now, I've seen this, as pointed out, probably, because I haven't been paying attention. I've been doing other shit. But I have seen this within other different communities. Now, probably Sparky's already pointed that out, and it's sussy as fuck. I don't kind of side up with one person. I wait until I get all the information, and then I blame GemX or Penn for having this all happen.
Yeah. Bill comes in and says something. It takes an hour to make a document. How are you going to make it in the middle of the night and send it out in the middle of the night, early morning? Exactly. And also, I can tell you right now, I didn't even do any writing in mine, and my document took 6 hours to organize all the fucking screenshots.
So that means that these people have premeditated intent from this very get-go.
Not only that, Ryan, I believe Ryan knew. Somebody reached out to Ryan or something. That is my belief in it. Again, I'm going to point this out. It's my belief. I don't have hard facts or proof. It's my belief.
No, but a good speculation does kind of go to that direction. Ryan, sorry.
Yeah, but it is kind of my belief that somebody reached out to Ryan on this whole deal, because if this was such a bad thing, why was this not dropped when it happened, or even then, why was this not dropped whenever Cinder got big? Or why was this not dropped anywhere else?
No,
it was dropped. Honestly, it was dropped to bolster a narrative that I believe Cinder was redacted, and that's the reason why this was dropped.
Oh yeah, no, you beat me to the punch on that one. No, it was dropped because of the factor that it's spicy information to become an issue for an up and coming artist. Somebody who's caught the attention, a new starlet has entered and challenged previous or other competitive starlets, and this new starlet is going gangbusters, beyond norm.
Yeah,
has a likable personality. Oh, blah blah. It's a new starlet. To me, I didn't jump on the VTuber bandwagon. I still don't get them. And I think they're all sussy as fuck. I get they want their anonymity. I am a very massive contributor to that particular thing, because the moment that you show your fucking face is the moment you get some sussy bitches trying to do a lot of things to you. Yeah. And they're not good legal situations going forward. They're illegal as fuck for the amount of things that they want to do, or they dance around the legality bit. But the moment you show your face, you're fucked. So these people have decided to avatar themselves. Okay, cool beans. I mean, I would say that was the best thing to do, avatar yourself. But the other problem I find with these people is that they've decided to air out their dirty fucking laundry in front of people just for the fucking clicks.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it looks like to me.
And this is stupid.
On top of that too, and this was pointed out to me in chat. I don't know if I'm still screen sharing or not. I think I am.
Probably.
But May 5th, about 5 days ago.
Oh, that one I see. It.
Kazahana actually went through the powder document.
Okay.
However, he didn't go through any of the links. He didn't go through any of the ordered screenshots because he already read them, and he just read Powder's opinion.
So he just kind of went down to the nitty gritty and kind of grabbed an opinion and concluded how?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to the transcripts. You can find out very quick at how he concluded. I love transcripts. Because, yeah, yeah, it's a lot of reading. If you send me that link, I can figure it out for you.
Yeah. Okay, give me a moment. I'll send this right over. There you are.
Thank you. All right, give me a few. I will get that all figured out for their final conclusionary. According to Lily, they tried and had receipts but can't share because of private information. I know. I think it was already mentioned a while back. I said either nut up or shut up. If you have the information, show it. Otherwise,
the problem is, hang on. The exact problem I have with that notion, as we go through here, and we see exactly what they're able to do. This is a screenshot that's showcases an example of that. There's private information in it, redact it.
Yeah.
They've done that. That's not an excuse.
No, I know, but again, it comes back down to showcase your evidence or shut the fuck up and move on. Pretty simple. But I'm kind of that type of individual.
Same here.
Maybe I'm too old school. Maybe I'm from a different generation, a bygone generation that people kind of forgot or haven't been paying attention to. And we appreciate that you haven't paid attention to us.
Shane V98 goes, yep, I agree, exactly, thank you. Well, yeah, we pointed this out beforehand. Because I
disagree with both of you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, anyways,
I disagree with it. You have to accuse without any proof until you're proven wrong. And then you lie some more.
That's a very political direction. I love it. Very politically motivated.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I totally forgot that rule.
Yes.
That's why I was never
You do not understand the power of bullshit.
But
I understand the power of bullshit. I just don't understand. I just don't oblige to the power of the politic version of bullshit.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. And I'm sorry, dude. That's kind of a very awkward pause on your face. I didn't mean to do that, man. But
it's a very liking of him.
Yeah. If we go for him, we look at this. Like I said, I'm being accused of just trying to drag Shep on Lily because no, she attacked Moshi, which is not Moshi. But if we go for him, we look at this. Like I said, I point out, I make my claim, I point my statement out. Why I think this, why I think it's relevant. He doesn't think it is. However, if we go through here, and like I said, a lot of claims go into the statements what they made after the fact. The statements are very telling. He's went through this entire document, but he never clicked on any links or reacted to any of the videos that were showcased within it. I think, and Powder thinks too, that there was manipulation on ShyLily in a thing to Bao, because 8/14 ShyLily reached out to Bao to talk about what was happening, but was asked to wait by Bao because she was getting surgery very soon. ShyLily, after Bao received surgery, ShyLily reached out again, not wanting Bao to put it off any longer. Bao was told many times to include private information about Sinder being in a relationship. And if we were just clicked on that with the timestamp.
How many times?
Oh.
I was told to put in my Google Doc the fact that you had a significant other And no matter how many people told me to put it in, and how stupid I would be to not put it in, I could not bring myself to put it
Context,
in
lady.
because I knew what that would do to your reputation.
Now, here's the question. Who asked her to put the information in the document? Who was forcing her to do this stuff?
Again, all it was stated is to put it in or not to put it in. Context is required.
Well, all I got is I'm thinking something totally different.
Same here. What I heard, I was told to put it in, and I was told not to put it in. I'm like, what are you putting in?
Are we talking 18 inches of black or what?
Okay, the context. Time out. The context behind this is putting in the fact that Redacted was Cinder's manager.
Thank you. Okay. Because I don't feel like giggling anymore.
Yeah, I was a little off, kind of going, wait, are we talking?
I was kind of
giggling.
I was holding it in a giggle because I was like, this could be serious. What's going on?
So let's put this into context. And again, like I said, many a times, keep that same energy. Let's use the same standards in this. So Sinder and Redacted are being accused of manipulation because they're trying to coerce or trying to tell Nano to go exclusive and canceling models for them. Even though that statement was made in 2025 and has not been approved otherwise beforehand, like 2023 and 2024. But that is the narrative, and that is the thing that's being pushed. However, Nano states that that's manipulation. Okay, what is this? Bao just got handed some information about Sinder and Redacted. Got told this stuff. You need to write a Google document on this. You need to expose this. Also, when you're writing this document, you need to include this information. Bao doesn't want to do that. What does that sound like to me? That sounds like manipulation. So, are we going to keep the same standards like I've been stating and yelling this entire fucking time? No, it's Cinder bad, move on, don't look in too deep to it. This is my issue. Again. And, like I said, for the fact, you went through this document, you did not click any of the links, you did not put any of the context in order, you just went through the opinion. Yeah, I'm a Cinder fan.
You are. Just accept it.
My issue with these people.
I'm an asshole. That's the only issue that anybody should have with me. So, honestly, if you're a Cinder fan, as badly that you keep kind of alluding to because you've mentioned this multiple different times, yeah, you're one of the greatest fans ever. But I do like the picture that you stopped on this guy. It's perfect. Because he does look like he's just kind of is gooning over the ShyLily shit.
Yeah. It looks like he's doing something very different to me.
Wait,
I know, right?
Is that on his Twitter?
What the what's on his Twitter?
The ShyLily stuff.
I don't know.
I'm just going off what Drag. I'm too afraid to pull it up on stream because of what Drag said.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to take the stab on that one. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm not the one that's dropped all the secret information from a dragon. I'll put it this way: anytime that Dragoneth has sent you something, I'd be very cautious about putting anything on the screen.
Yeah.
Look first before you put it up.
Anyways.
And even after you decided to look once, you got to look multiple different times. So yeah, there is a problem. I will be right back.
But let's go ahead and look for this guy's conclusion.
Someone went in second by second and made a transcript of this? Or is this just
this is YouTube,
maybe?
YouTube,
yeah.
All right, let's listen to what he says. Oh,
I didn't know that.
Confidence. I think we can all relate to airing out some frustrations with a friend.
I'm old.
So that's the entire Google Doc there. Obviously disregarding the text that we've seen and we've already read through. Obviously, this is in chronological order, so if you guys want to go look back, it'll be down in the description where you can look at it. But yeah, it definitely provides a really interesting perspective on everything that's going on this situation. And I do think, you know, obviously there's a little bit more blame to be put on ShyLily and Bao, and pretty much everyone involved in the situation, to be honest. I don't think anyone's entirely innocent, I would say. Like, I feel like...
Wait, that's a completely different thing what you said here.
Obviously, yes, some Cinder fans are not happy with that, but... yeah, that's pretty much everything in this video. I thought it was kind of crazy. Obviously, ShyLily is doing absolutely amazingly. And hopefully she grows even more because, again, everything seems to be going up on a massive upward trajectory for all of them, including other people as well, like Spite. Through their account, they tweet an awful lot. So I feel like, you know, they've been doing a lot of digging on this kind of stuff. And to find a 2-year clip is just kind of unhinged. I'm going to be honest. It's just...
how in the fuck do you think Powder made a fucking document?
like everyone has done something not so great. And obviously that is pointed out by what we've read in this document today. So again, I do think that this does provide a little bit more of a different perspective. I do still think that Sinder is still massively in the wrong for what she has done. But yeah, I do think a lot of what like ShyLily and stuff has been doing in the background is kind of sketchy. And I do feel like, you know, maybe it should be addressed a little bit further on why it didn't get solved privately. But, you know,
maybe that's the reason why people are digging. Because people don't like the fact Shy is doing this. Maybe they're digging to see what the fuck's going on. Again, like I said, I didn't dig for this. I got handed this. I got handed this from a 2-day-old clip. Somebody found that, hey, she said this. They went back, found the clip, and I went through it, and it's like, huh. That seems like a completely different take what Lily had of Sinder. It's like, that's very questionable in my book. It's not off the wall.
You know, I don't think my kind of opinion on this changes too much. I feel like a lot of the Cinder stuff has been pretty terrible, and you know, I feel like maybe, I don't know, well, maybe we'll see her come back, maybe we won't. But yeah, it seems like maybe this was blown a little bit out of proportion. There's some extra stuff in there that a lot of people just don't really know about, and you know, maybe this changed your...
There's some other stuff that people don't know about. Maybe that's the reason why people are digging. My man, if you're gonna have a point, at least stay consistent. Please.
Your perspective on this, but let me know down in the comments if it did, and if you know you have a different kind of outcome or a different kind of opinion on this now. And yeah, it's just a very interesting document that dropped, and it seems like it is gaining a lot of popularity at the moment. But yeah, I don't know, it's interesting, but I feel like so far I still feel like Redacted and Sinder are still the main kind of bad people in this situation, and I feel like the others...
yeah, Cinder's the bad person because everyone's assuming that Cinder knew what Redacted was doing. That was brought up, that was a claim and stuff like that put in Nano's document. That was also parroted by Lily. That did this. Does no one know how to do critical thinking? Red flags not popping up people's heads going... this could put into perspective a mindset of what a person's thinking. I guess I'm just not capable of getting down on that level of thinking. I've got to go through and I've got to have clear, concise, okay, this is what it is. This is the evidence. This is the proof. This is what happened. This is how it happened. Not out of context stuff, but a narrative-driven manipulation where I see no manipulation. And honestly, I see more manipulation with everyone to bow than I see with Redacted and Cinder to Nanoless. And actually, I don't see any fucking manipulation with Cinder at all to Nanoless. You can all kind of put that off on Redacted. But it's like this crazy back and forth. It's like, no, you got to treat Redacted and Cinder as the same person. But no, it's like they have to know everything that they're doing. But no, ShyLily's okay. What?
What we could do to get you to their level is I've got an ice pick. All I need you to do is to lay down and just let me do the work.
No.
You'll be guaranteed to understand
I will not let you manipulate me, Rogue. I refuse.
Well, we could just get one of those big human-sized, you know, thumb depressors that turn to a popsicle. Sparksicle.
Oh God.
A Sparksicle, that could be
A
possible.
Sparksicle. I know.
Anyways,
I could do
but
that.
anyways, it's just this crazy thing of like, yeah, we can't hold people to the same standards that they try to hold others to. It's like that's a crazy notion in my book. It's like
No, that's an awesome notion.
It's like we should hold people to their own fucking standards.
No, that's absolutely wrong. We should hold everybody to a different standard.
Yeah.
Case in point, like Epstein. We should hold him to a different standard because he's a piece of human garbage. And then, you have people like, I don't know, the Dalai Lama. Totally different, standards. I don't know where I was going.
I don't know what the fuck you're going at either. I don't want to turn this political.
I'm just being an ass, but, that's what I do.
Yeah, Sparky's about to have a stroke. That passed long ago. My twitching.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, it's like
it's what I'm getting.
3 lobotomies. Apparently, a couple of members of chat is signing up. So I'll make sure that I'll put you into the list. It may happen sometime when you least expect it.
Yeah, you may not. I don't. I'm not a big creator. I don't do this scheduling stuff. I don't do this tier membership stuff. I just put in that people want to do it. I thank all you who've done that.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Also, don't be surprised if a black van shows around near your block. It's lobotomy time.
Jesus Christ, Rogue.
I've already had mine. The military gave it to me.
But no, it's like my opinion on this still hasn't changed. Again, my opinion is Sinder is not fully 100% innocent. Like you said in this, like you said here, there's blame to go around. But yet we're not gonna hold those people accountable. Just people who try to do it are crazy. Yeah. I don't subscribe to that. But yeah, it's like everyone deserves to eat the shit sandwich here. There's more that's going on. There's more that's not being told. I am not convinced of manipulation. I am not convinced of backstabbing. I am convinced opposite of the other way. I am not gonna blindly just go for a narrative. And I'm going to do my own research and thoughts into this. And if someone disagrees, please point out to me where I'm wrong. And not just say, well, this guy's a Sinder simp and trying to cancel ShyLily because he's mad. At least do the diligence to point it out. That's pretty much all I got to say. What do you guys got to say? Any thoughts?
3 lobotomies for the first 10 new subscribers.
Oh, God.
It's already out there in the chat.
I mean, I was kind of eating a little bit of a Sammy, but I agree. First 10 subscribers will possibly get a free lobotomy. Unbeknownst to you, anytime within the next
Listen,
year or two.
Sparky, there's going to be people like this all the time. Who do this shit.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny because I just
and you call them out on it, but here's the thing: it's like Hydra. You cut one of these heads off. There's going to be 10 more to take its place. Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah. Like I said,
for me, again, from an outsider,
what's in our never ending fun.
Oh, I know. But for me, from an outsider perspective, when it comes down to it, if you're going to try to hold the feet to the fire of one person and not realizing that there's a lot of different players that are also attached to this lovely piece of hit work, it's because it's a hit piece. It's pretty easy to see. And unfortunately, for those who are too young, I have never really seen this before and think that they've seen this before. I wish you the best of luck because you're being fucking manipulated by not only the algorithm, by other communities that want you to destroy other people. And you're just doing this for what? Trying to promote yourself to get a little bit of credibility because I'm looking at this what's this retard here? Kazahana, whatever this moron
Kazahana.
is. He's only got 4K subs. And he probably kind of didn't have that to begin with, and because he was talking about VTuber shit, he blossomed a bit further. So he wants to get further and further into the drama-based channel, but getting away from things that are really stupid and retarded, and going with people who are pretty much voice acting a living anime character, an anime avatar.
Anime.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it what it is, anime.
Anime.
Yes,
and guys,
I'm gonna fuck people over and have them kind of rant at me. That's not how you say it. Yes, it is.
And chat, guys, I'm not gonna say this guy's a ShyLily fan and a fan. I'm not gonna say he's a fan of any of these VTubers. I really don't think he is.
I don't.
I am going to wrap it up. I'm not a fan. The only person I'm a fan of is Peppa. That is it. Peppa Pip is the only VTuber I really kind of watch.
The only VTuber I like is Mr. Manicure, and he's been around longer than most.
Yeah, well, all right. I take that back. Peppa.
What?
And,
No Polydonis?
Peppa and Nuo.
The original
Nuo
VTuber?
Sama.
Yeah, the original VTuber, yeah.
Yeah, Peppa.
No.
Yeah,
Peppa and Noah are the only VTubers I really kind of watch and like. That's it. And I don't even really watch the streams. I just watch the clips of them. But even then, I don't think this guy is a fan of any of these people. He's
a bit Jenny, though.
Well, my honest opinion is he is talking about something that's popular. Again, not a crime. Yeah. You can do that.
Of course.
He's heavily opinionated. Again, not a crime.
Oh yeah, he also likes to do a lot of sleeping, and he's part of the janitorial crew. So yeah,
you can say that. And he just goes with the most popular opinion that's being taught. Because I've not seen him go out and prove anything. He just talks about what's going on at the time. And and honestly, I think that's all he's doing.
No, and that's basically what he is. That's why I said he has put himself as wanting to be an inspiring drama-related channel, but he's taken himself away from like the lolcow shit and put himself into what is supposed to be the up-and-coming version of it, which is the VTuber stuff. Because, like it or not, just like the real flesh tubers, as the VTubers like to call them, because it's supposed to be the new hip kids in this conversation, they're doing exactly the same thing that the flesh tubers have done. And he's brought it onto their plate, yet also screaming that they're not the same.
Yeah.
We're better than the flesh tubers. And yet, that's hypocritical, because I'm pointing it out that you're no better than the flesh tubers. And if you want to be better than them, then stop doing what they did.
Yeah. And I'm putting into chat the links to the powder video. And the video, like I said, this video is dedicated to me. 100%. I know that much. I don't know why it was dedicated to me. I don't know why you want to come out and say I'm taking things too far, especially whenever a video 5 days ago, you kind of agree with the consensus that, yeah, Lily on them, there's a lot more to this. But again, you come out and you say this because I had a troll account, Piranha Pedal, and I remember that account from yesterday. Go through and just try circular arguments. But yet, it seems like you're going through and you're using those circular arguments.
But those are fun.
Yeah. So
they annoy the fuck out of you, but they're fun.
Yeah, it causes you to tweet repeatedly because they're just a troll account. And finally, I just ended up blocking them. It's like, yeah, you're not getting to what I'm trying to get at.
I've done it before. It's a really great tactic. It drives the other party a little bit antsy, and then when they try to bring bigger guns into the equation, it doesn't work out.
But yeah, I don't know why this was made. I don't know why it went the other way from this.
Let's just be happy that he paid attention to, and he may be an avid Sparky fan without you even knowing it.
Who knows? But I'll be on the lookout now. If he sees this stream and reacts to it, cool.
Hi.
I will react to that stream also. So
I'm not going to react to your stream. I'm just going to wave violently in the corner here, going, "Hey, I'm over here." Just don't try to pay attention to the man behind the curtain over there.
Yeah, and we do have Trinity Infinity in chat. What's up? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
But
But I remember my welcome back Hatter.
no, that's not fair to say. He's a man and trying to silence people who speak up. Well, I mean, honestly, if you want to,
No.
Hang
on, hold up. It should be better. Trinity, you got to completely off. He's just a white male trying to silence people who speak up.
Well, technically, let's be fair. You could say the same for me. You know, kind of going at ShyLily and everything else.
Dude, you're a fucking Cherokee. You need the feathers, and you just but no. You want to put it out there. He's a white male. Pretty simple.
I don't.
I'm going to use the same the terminology
well, you're also
that
black German, so
again, I don't. I'm gonna call it on every woker does exactly the same. You're a white male. So he doesn't have he doesn't have the rights or the room to speak his opinion. And if he's German, even worse because they're socially woke. So he is lower on the totem pole for this conversation.
Yeah. But, you know,
on a woke level.
My honest opinion, and if people didn't want people to dig into the stuff, the documents should have never been dropped. And at the end of the day, none of this stuff was none of this stuff was public. All this stuff was private.
What did you miss, Miguel? Lots of ranting, a bit of crying, and me curled up in a corner yelling into my phone, going, "Help me! Help me! Help me!"
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you really want to find out for sure, you can roll back and look and skip through certain parts. But yeah, I was on my phone crying, "Help me! Help me! Help me!" But anywho,
yeah,
that's what you missed.
Yeah, but you know, end of the day is like if people have an issue, you know, digging up stuff, trying to correlate the threads because the threads just don't connect to anything from the Google documents. The Google documents should have never been dropped. Again, I will remain firmly 100% on the fact that this was all a private matter, and this show stayed a private matter. It got made public, and people who see an issue with it are going to look, they're gonna dig, they're gonna make connections, and whether those connections are right or wrong, it just depends on what's found and depends on how they link up. I do feel like that there needs to be more information dropped on this now, because you can't just leave it like this, because it's solely being driven off a narrative. That's it. I've not seen anything in all the documents to prove anything beyond just a friendship spat and being overly competitive and also being business driven because VTubing is a business. Streaming is a business. When you make 250K or 150K off bits alone, not including your subscribers, when you spend thousands and thousands and thousands on art to be able to do your fucking streams or concerts or whatever it is you want to do, that is business related. It is just business. So I do not subscribe to this friendship is magic narrative in this document of, oh, well, she was only about business. That's what this is. Sorry.
Anywho, I kind of agree with Cracked. Yes, he does look like he was created with using MS Paint. Jem, do you see it? Because I see it.
I see it.
See,
guys,
we see it. So we don't have to be nice. So I agree with Cracked. I think he should be promoted.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with using MS Paint. I'd use that MS Paint.
I don't.
Well, I look like I made an MS Paint. I'm also got a V2 model, so
I mean, look at this
possible.
Beautiful new art of me.
No, you look like MS Paint after you've had a drunken
Nobody can see you. Nobody can see you.
You look like MS Paint Sparky in IRL after a drunken seizure. So let's just be real on that part.
You should show my lovely avatar. It's pretty.
It's very questionable on the Bob Iger meets a Mickey Mouse.
No, that's Van Gogh style. Done.
Yeah.
It does look like it.
Yeah, and also another important thing too is, like I said, people are approaching this from a friendship aspect. But you gotta remember, all these people stream together with each other, and they also got art together. They also did edits. They also did. You got to look at both aspects, friendship and business. I've not seen anyone look into the business aspect. Kazahana kind of looked at the business aspect. ShyLily is doing phenomenal numbers right now. She is booming. Everyone is supportive of her right now. Yeah, that's.
I wonder why.
That's business. Shy even said that.
I also have to remind people that the commentaries back in New York with Ethan, Ralph, and friends, they were kind of business and very friendly with each other. Look what happened to them.
Lofar goes, going after people's looks is low-hanging fruit, no matter how true it might be. I mean, again,
Look,
let's
I
be
don't
nice.
care. If the fruit are low and tasty, I'm going to go after it.
Let's be nice. But anyways, whether or not Kazahana reacts to this or not, it doesn't matter. I'm putting out there, again, I'm not trying to cancel Lily, and I'm not a Sinder fan. So, I demand a retraction, damn it.
Look, at the end of the day, did I call this kid a Downey kid in the making? No, I just said he looked like, I agree with a guy over there in our chat saying that he looked like he was painted using MS Paint. So beyond that, I'm not going to be nice. I don't have to be nice. There's no requirement in the world that says I need to be nice.
Okay. So with that, I think we're done.
But you live in Canada.
Yeah, even up here, we don't follow those fucking rules.
Yeah. With that, I'm done with this. Thank you everyone for joining in. This was really good stream. With that, I don't know when we're gonna be back next. If he drops a response video or replies back or something like that, I might talk about it. I may not. But it's like, guys, you gotta do a little bit more critical thinking and not just blow your flag in the wind to the most popular opinion. That's 100% clout chasing in my book. So, with that, you can accuse me of the same thing, but I really don't care if I get big off this. I really hope I just stay the same size I am. But with that, have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, go out there,
the drama llama.
and get freaky. Clap cheeks and get freaky.